Hey, we know who our quarterback of the future is. It's not Justin Fields, who's currently still on the board. It's not Mac Jones. Thank the Lord, it is not Mac Jones. I didn't believe 1 second into that one bit. But it is Trey Lance, someone who I did not at least have as my favorite. Most of you probably know if you're watching, he was not my favorite. I did send out a text this morning saying 60% Fields, 40% Lance. It ends up being that 40% that becomes the starting quarterback of the future for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm a little blue, but how are you guys feeling about it? Let's start off with Steph.
I think it's really interesting. You're feeling a little down. I mean, the pick isn't Mac Jones, so I'm feeling great. I think for me, it was Fields and it was Lance, and Lance was a close second. Really, I don't know. I still feel pretty good about it. I know that he hasn't played for quite some time, and so maybe they have to keep Garoppolo around a little longer. But you know what? It's okay. We know that the 49ers did a lot of research in this pick. And if they did all that research and feel like he was the right guy, then I'm totally down with the pick. And I think he brings something exciting to the offense and an element that we haven't seen before here in San Francisco, at least while Kyle Shanahan has been the coach. So I'm excited for a new era. I think we all should be.
Kobe?
Yeah. So, we all thought it was going to be Fields, but I'm super happy with the pick still being Lance. It's not Mac Jones, as Steph said. I think we're all happy about that. But, the question becomes, now it's about Jimmy Garoppolo, because I know we all kind of, after the press conference and after all the rumors, we thought maybe Garoppolo would be on the way out. But the Niners really tell the truth. They're like, hey, yeah, we plan on having Jimmy around while we draft a guy, and then we get a chance to mold him. But Trey Lance, with him playing in a more pro-style offense at North Dakota State, him huddling up, him having to give out play calls in the huddle, and then him at the line, making changes at the line and setting protection and all that good stuff. Some may say he may have been the most pro ready. And the more people looked into him, the more people were saying, hey, the pick probably is going to be Lance. And it turns out that they were right. Even though we thought maybe Fields was, currently the better prospect because he played against better competition and he played, in a better conference and had, better performances. Trey Lance is still a guy I'm very happy about because of the potential there. Some people say he may have had the highest upside in the class. If Kyle and John truly believe that, I think, and then if they do this the right way, he could really come to be a big-time player for the Niners. And he has a chance to be the best in this class. And, with Kyle and this roster he's going to have around him, he has a good chance of reaching that. So, yeah, I'm super excited about the Trey Lance pick. Would have been more excited for Justin Fields, but Trey Lance is, it's just as good for me.
Luke?
Yeah, let me be the first to say I'll definitely eat a little crow because I did hang my hat on Justin Fields. Trey Lance, I'm very, very, very happy with. Let me be clear. Would I be happier with Justin Fields? Yes, for all the reasons I gave in the last live stream. I do think that he's a potentially better player. That being said, who's to say who's a better player with Kyle Shanahan? And one of my big things, we've talked about this on my podcast a lot, the most important thing for Kyle Shanahan is trust in his quarterback. And according to Rappaport tweeted out that they did an insane amount of digging on Trey Lance, nonstop work on him to make sure he's the guy they wanted. So if Kyle Shanahan has a quarterback that he trusts, I will take that any day. And if that quarterback that he trusts is Trey Lance, let's go with it. And one of the big things is, this franchise is talked about for a while. One of the reasons, like I said on the last live stream, that I didn't necessarily believe Aaron Rodgers is because of the age thing. Trey Lance is 20 years old. He is 20 years old. And let me be the first to say, by the way, I think he's ready to start right now. I want Trey Lance started week 1. Give me Trey Lance over Jimmy Garoppolo. Because we've seen that Jimmy he's consistently made some mistakes that rookie QBs continue to make. And Trey Lance can do things that he can't. So did I want Justin Fields? Yes. Did I think that he was going to be the pick? Yes. Am I cool with Trey Lance? 100%. 100%. And if he starts week 1, I think he's rookie of the year. 100%. I mean, this is potentially the best offense in the league. And what do we know that Kyle Shanahan loves? Versatility. And Trey Lance can do anything. Trey Lance can run like nobody's business. He has a cannon for an arm. He's got it all. So I'm with it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to unmute myself.
No.
Go ahead, Steph.
I was just going to say, one of the things that I saw Schefter tweet shortly after the pick was made was that he tested off the charts for like their psychological tests or like their intelligence tests that they do, which I think, says a lot. So, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot of upside in this pick. I think we'll see very soon what they saw in him. And yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to change your mind, Leo. You look sad.
No. I'm just trying to figure out some things. I'm sending Javi the link right now as well. So got a little different things going on while I'm listening to you. Am I down bad for Justin Fields? Yeah. Absolutely, I'm down bad for Justin Fields.
I mean, for sure.
Because I was hearing it was Fields, Jalen Waddle went to the Dolphins. So I was hearing it was Fields. As they got closer, I got a little suspect of what I was hearing because, like Luke said, I think he said it earlier, was they were saying that, Trey Lance is getting close. And I think that's where it was ultimately. I think the trade up ultimately was for Justin Fields, not Mac Jones, like Schefter and Rappaport was saying. I don't think Mac Jones had anything to do with this pick. And once they looked into Field or Lance more, and honestly, like, yeah, I wanted Fields, but I'm going to trust Coach at the end of the day. This guy is an offensive wizard. He knows way more than I do offensively, scheme-wise. When you're facing a defense, he knows way more than I do. So I'm going to take Coach's side on this. If it was Mac Jones as the pick, it would have been a lot harder to take Coach's side. But it seems like none of us, as far as like that knew something, we knew it wasn't Mac Jones all along. But as they got closer, it was feeling a little bit like Trey Lance. And if Trey Lance could blow Shanahan away with his brain, with his football IQ, like that's what makes me a believer in Trey Lance, to where I don't think he's a bust. I just got off a live stream with Niners Nation right now, and there's people in the comments just completely negging out, saying this pick is going to be a bust. Shanahan and John Lynch era is completely over. I don't think that's necessarily true. Where I got bummed out about is I just don't know if he's going to be as good as what Justin Fields is going to be. That's my only frustration with the pick. But I think this kid's going to be good. And I'm gonna ride with Coach. If Coach is able to trust him, and he said on his presser, or no, I think it was either Kyle Shanahan or John Beck said in his interview with KNPR, saying that Kyle Shanahan wants somebody that can see the field, tell them what they're seeing, and someone that they could basically mutually communicate with on what they're seeing from the defense. And if Shanahan got blown away from that film study with Trey Lance and philosophically with Trey Lance, then fuck yeah, like this kid has all the physical traits in the world to be successful. So just because it wasn't my guy that I wanted, why am I, gonna be all, oh man, it's not my guy. Why is it Trey Lance? That was my best Luke impression on speaking as other people. But
it was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. Damn.
But I'm riding with Trey Lance. What is it? What is Trey Bay or Bay Trey or Trey in the Bay?
It's Trey area. It's Trey area.
Trey area.
Jesus.
Some people were saying
Trey area.
Trey.
E40's already dropping that song while we're speaking. He's putting the lyrics. He's probably putting 49ers in there. Somewhere.
Number one is Trey area, and number 2 for Trey stands is the Lance Train. TREYN train. Lance Train.
Wow,
so that's what we're riding with. Yeah,
I'm down. A lot of marketable phrases with this guy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to monetize you on that, Luke.
You better.
But yeah.
Honestly, I need some cash. I got bills, so.
Oh, I know you're on like the 45th floor over there in Chicago. With the sky view. I get it.
30 second. Let's not get crazy. But yeah.
I mean, that's
But
still pretty high, Luke.
I'm just glad it wasn't Mac Jones at the end of the day, because it feels like there's been plenty of memes going around in regards to Mac Jones, to where he's basically the same thing as Jimmy G. So going from Jimmy G to Mac Jones, I would say the only downside of this is we're probably seeing Jimmy Garoppolo week 1, unless they get wowed by a team. Unless a team offers a second round pick, I think we could possibly, it's very likely we see Jimmy Garoppolo week 1. And I come to that conclusion because John Beck, very close to Kyle Shanahan, worked with Trey Lance. John Beck stated that Trey Lance probably needs to sit a year. And could he play year 1? Yes, he could, but that's not necessarily going to translate into wins. And I believe if you're Kyle Shanahan going into year 5, you only had 1 winning season, you're going to want to win again. So I think I could see Jimmy Garoppolo being rolled out there for week 1, and then, see what happens. See what happens. If Jimmy Garoppolo's doing fine, they're winning, he's managing the games, then yeah, they can stick with Jimmy the whole season. But it's going to be a lot of pressure. If Jimmy's not getting it done, it's going to be a ton of pressure to go ahead and put Trey in. If you're a 4-3 team, I think the fan base is going to be pounding their hand on the table. We're 4-3. Give me Trey Lance. Give me Trey Lance. Give me this new shiny object. I know I will be if the team is at 4-3 and Jimmy's just playing. I know I'm going to be one of the people saying, "Give me Trey Lance."
I agree. I think he has a really short leash. Garoppolo does. Not just because you have a talented rookie waiting in the wing, but also because you don't want him to hurt his trade value, whatever trade value he has left. So I think it's a really risky game, having Garoppolo. I almost want to say they shouldn't, have Garoppolo start at all, just for that slight off chance that he might hurt his trade value. I've seen, quarterbacks be a backup, like we just saw with Mariota, and he played for a little bit at the end there, and people were hyping him up and oh, what might his trade value be? He didn't get traded, but it's it's just the buzz, right, of having a quarterback be the backup. Now, would Garoppolo be cool with that? I don't know. That's another story. I don't know what dynamic he's going to be down for or what the team is going to be down for. So I'm not ready to make any assumptions on, what's going to happen. I feel like it's still a ways away. It's barely the first day of the draft. We can see a trade for Garoppolo shake out. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, with the Jimmy thing, I mean, camp will be interesting because I know the feeling right now is that Lance might need to sit, but what if Lance comes in and he's a little further along than we think, And from what we know, from what we've heard in years past, Jimmy Garoppolo isn't a very good practice player. So what if, Lance in practice is performing at a much higher level than Jimmy Garoppolo is, So, and then also when camp comes, we saw what happened with Carson Wentz and, funny because he also went to North Dakota State, but Carson Wentz and Sam Bradford, where Wentz came in, he was further along than they thought, and Bradford got traded, during training camp. So, the Jimmy Garoppolo thing will be up in the air until week 1 of the season, probably, and we just won't know until, they could keep him, they can let him go. It's all going to be on Trey Lance. It depends on where Trey Lance is mentally, mechanically and all that good stuff. Depends on how much Shanahan wants to, mold him and groom him before he puts him out there. But yeah, if Lance comes in and he, super smart guy, hard worker, he picks it up faster than Shanahan expects, and then a team still needs a quarterback. Maybe a quarterback gets injured, or maybe someone gets left at the altar. Maybe Garoppolo does still get traded. But I think both options are up in the air. It'll be interesting to see how that all pans out.
I honestly, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but I do think that Trey Lance starts week 1 for this team. Because if we know anything about Kyle Shanahan, he does have his guys. We've seen his doghouse, and it's a nasty one. and Jimmy G is in that doghouse.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan pulled 0 punches in that press conference. He was surprisingly blunt about Jimmy in that press conference. So I would not be surprised. Like, this is Kyle Shanahan's future. And if he thinks that his future is good enough to start week 1, I think that he's with it. And like Kobe said, Jimmy's not a good practice player. And we know that Kyle is going to be rooting for Trey Lance. This is what I predict to happen. If Jimmy doesn't get traded in the next couple weeks, like, we know what the bullshit is going to be. You know, we know that it's going to be, well, Jimmy's still our guy. He's still QB1, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then the second that he's not, and that could be training camp, that could be week 1, that could be week 2, could be week 6. Who knows? But the second he's not, Jimmy is out of there. And if there's one thing that's clear, it's that Kyle Shanahan loves Trey Lance because he's willing to mortgage his entire future on him. If Trey Lance fails, Kyle Shanahan fails. And if Trey Lance is not good enough to start, that's a little bit of an indictment of Kyle Shanahan too. We'll obviously learn more from the coming press conferences and everything like that, because I'm sure these questions will be asked and they're going to say, oh, we don't know who's starting week 1 and everything like that. But they repeated over and over and over, we want a starting quarterback. So they clearly view Trey as a starting quarterback.
Yes.
And so I'm in on him. I do think that this pick, it might not. Steve Berman, BASG, Bay Area Sports Guy, tweeted as well. Like, he thinks that Trey Lance starts week 1. I think he's good enough. Like, what really can Jimmy do that Trey can't? You give him a full offseason, I'm in on it.
And that might be why Lance is the pick over Fields, because of what you can see. You see him doing things that you're going to do in the pros, you know, with the huddling up and the play calling and the line checks and all that good stuff. And then maybe I think Kyle was more comfortable with him over Fields because you know that Lance can do that stuff. And that's the stuff that normally you sit quarterbacks for, so they can come in like a net, you know, and learn, you know, that process and everything that goes with that. But, you know, if Lance can do that, as far as his abilities on the field, I mean, I don't see how he, you know, shouldn't be in the running to start week 1 for sure.
I feel like the most frustrating thing is, as we sit here, the Panthers pick is in. I haven't seen it myself. That's pick 8. Is Justin Fields going to land in the Carolina Panthers' laps? And that's an NFC team that we're going to have to see. At least you would figure that Trey Lance is going to be good. You would figure if Justin Fields does live out to his potential, we'll see. I really do like what they have over there with Matt Rule as the head coach. I interviewed him during the Senior Bowl. He could coach any position, which is really freaking rare in the NFL as a head coach. He could just land in their laps with the Sam Darnold, and now we're seeing, you know, say we have to go through the playoffs and face Justin Fields for the future. Or next is you have Denver at pick 9, which is a very solid roster. And the way this draft is going along, pick 10 is Dallas. They're not taking a quarterback. Pick 11 is the New York Giants. They're not taking a quarterback. Does Justin Fields sit there at pick 12?
I don't know. We got a tweet from Mayoko about Shanahan. It says Kyle Shanahan said the Niners were very high on Trey Lance from the beginning, and they liked Mac Jones too. So the idea we've been saying, the Niners didn't trade up without knowing who they're going to pick, and it sounds like they were high on Lance from the very beginning, and Lance was the guy who they wanted the entire time, which makes sense.
I hope Fields doesn't go to Carolina, bro. I hope he doesn't go to Carolina. I hope he goes to the Patriots.
I hope he goes to Denver. All right. Put him in the AFC West with Patrick Mahomes. Let him be in Denver. Please. I say that
because J.C. Horn for the Panthers. J.C. Horn.
Horn. All right, I'm cool with it.
I want Fields in Denver because I want Patrick Mahomes to have freaking competition to where he's not basically a guaranteed 1 seed every goddamn year. I want Justin Fields with the Broncos, please.
And for the Broncos, I mean, I think they no longer believe in Drew Lock, and because they went and got Bridgewater.
No. They want to punch Trey Lock.
They're going to take Justin Fields and they're going to,
either trade or release Bridgewater
Drew Lock.
And Fields. I don't see how Denver passes on Fields.
Yeah,
I don't see how they do it.
Denver's 12, right?
Denver's next. They're 9.
No,
Oh shit!
they're on
Denver's
the clock.
9.
They're
Damn,
on the
that's right.
clock.
This is why,
Yeah.
damn, I need to change my setup so I have a TV out here because I'm not watching the TV right now. But like,
Or just invest in a tablet and have YouTube TV. Let's see.
Oh, YouTube
Couldn't be
TV
me.
is the best.
I got cable,
Best.
dog.
No one needs cable anymore. It's 2021.
I get it
Come
for
on.
free. I get it for free with my apartment. Don't at me, Kobe.
Oh, all
Don't
right.
at me,
all right.
Kobe. Yeah, damn.
All right.
What cable do you have?
I
Comcast?
apologize.
I got AT&T Uverse.
Okay, well, get a tablet and you could just sign into AT&T Uverse on the tablet.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of work.
Or you
Regardless,
could
I
change
think-
your whole setup, which seems like more work. Up to you.
Yeah, probably. But honestly, I think that if Denver doesn't take Fields, they're some fools. Honestly, like they're foolish. And if Denver doesn't take him, then what? Do the Pats trade up, make sure they get their guy?
Do you
Like
have to trade up? Who else would? Well, maybe the Saints.
somebody
could trade
might.
up too.
Well, yeah, somebody might.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like
Denver, please
Some-
take Fields. Please do.
Denver with Fields would be nasty. I'm wondering why Fields is dropping. Like the one
Because-
thing that I didn't talk about, and I guess I didn't consider that much because Fields was dropping on mocks. I always
Yeah.
thought it was some bullshit, but if he is dropping,
Yeah, and,
I
and
mean-
Chris Sims really had him at 32, and he didn't. It wasn't for the Niners because the Niners didn't take him. So
yeah,
I never believed that Chris Sims thought he did it for the Niners, but that definitely,
no.
yeah,
I don't think media guys are out there staking their reps for.
that's what I was saying. Like
Yeah.
Chris Sims wants to be a knowledgeable guy. I don't think he's saying Fields at 32. It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. Like you can be best buds with Kyle Shanahan. I can be best buds with Kyle Shanahan. And if he says, "Hey, do you want to do something that'll make you look stupid as hell?" I'd still be like, "No." Like, so there has to be a reason that he's dropping. I just can't conceivably see what it might be.
I mean, is it because? I mean, I know it's dumb to say another prospect should have an effect on a current prospect, but is Dwayne Haskins possibly? Are they worried about the Ohio State the way they do things over there? You know, the scheme
I
they
hope
run.
not. I hope.
Yeah,
not,
I hope
but you
not.
never know.
But is his throwing mechanic really throwing people off?
Oh yeah, they were going in on
Could be.
what was it called, ESPN earlier today.
Yeah, when
I
Dan
saw
Orlovsky
that.
had
I saw
the comp of everyone's release. You know, everyone's got the
Mhm.
like he said the candy cane or whatever, and then like Fields was
Yeah.
like
They showed Fields. It was like
yeah, it was like curved wire. I was like, I mean, our team's really bothered by that much that he drops numerous spots
I mean, they must be because it's
because
like,
the Panthers didn't take him. They want Darnold over Fields. It seems like.
and who would want Sam Darnold over Fields? Not unless there's a reason for it. That's nonsense. So there must be something. I'm sure we'll hear something come out of the draft, but I don't know.
Now I'm bothered by Fields dropping so far.
I am too because I still have him as like QB2 in this draft. Like my rankings were like Lawrence, Fields, and then Wilson, Lance as 3A and 3B. But I'm very interested by this now. I
mean,
still think that Fields will be
Fields-
incredibly
I
successful.
think Fields has to go to Denver. I think it has to be Denver.
Yeah.
If not,
So-
then the Patriots are going to trade up.
So
Yeah,
I have
they
this
did.
other question. Are the 49ers not trading back into the first round since John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are speaking to the media? Like, are they done tonight? Is it over?
I mean, they
That's
might
pretty-
be.
pretty good indicator, I would say. As much as I wanted
Yeah, I
them
think-
to trade back in.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, okay, so let's be honest. Like, if they trade up into the first round, it's for Najee or something, right? Like, we've heard about how much they love Najee and everything like that.
Yeah,
Like-
or possibly Newsom if they really value corner. You know,
Yeah.
the way the corner room looks. But
I don't know. If
I mean, maybe they go back in there. Maybe
they.
they know that.
Yeah,
Maybe they got Peters on the phones right now. You know, isn't he
That-
listening
yeah,
to
that's
the
the
assistant
thing,
GM? So
I feel like the only way they trade up into the first round is if they know exactly who they're trading for and they have scenarios in mind. But I think they're probably done.
damn. So Kyle said about Trey Lance is that he looked at him like the CEO of a company.
Okay.
Wow.
He feels
That's
strong.
really
about Trey
high
Lance.
praise. Like, yeah, no kidding.
Well, like,
Sheesh.
honestly, though, let's be real. It's like, so I'll be honest. I watched Trey Lance tape, but I didn't watch a ton of their games because, like, who's watching NDSU games? But it's like, outside of Trey Lance, Like, what do they have on that team? Maybe that's partially one of the things is like they want a guy who can make the plays on his own and who can just do things because they know that you have the George Kittles, the Brandon Ayuks, the Deebo Samuels. Now you have a guy who can use his legs. That was my big thing this whole time. That's why I knew they were never going to take fucking, excuse my language, fucking McCorkle Jones.
Yeah,
Like,
and Kyle said it was basically confirmed it was a smokescreen. Like, they weren't going to work to correct that narrative. So it was never going to be Mac Jones, obviously.
Yeah. Like, and I guess if you think about it, it makes more sense if people didn't want Fields. If people didn't want Fields,
if this
maybe they wanted Lance.
Yeah,
this many teams passed on him.
Yeah,
like, because who knows? Maybe if Trey Lance is there at 4, Denver's taking up, trading to 4 to take Lance. Like, you don't know. Like, I'm really curious to see how far Justin Fields falls out.
Yeah, if he does go to Denver, we know the Patriots are high on him. Per reports.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they trade up if he gets into out of the top 10.
I do too.
What's up, guys? Anything crazy happened while I was gone?
Oh, snap! Dude, they took Mac Jones. They took Mac Jones.
They took Mac Jones.
Yeah, they took McCorkle.
I was actually watching you guys live. Well, I was watching Kyle on the screen, and I was totally agreeing with you. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's like, I wish it was Fields, but it wasn't Mac Jones. So at the end of the day, like, we should still be happy because we're still getting a guy with elite traits. I think me and Leo talked a lot about this on our show is, we talked about elite traits to making plays, having an arm to make those plays. I think that just Trey Lance over Justin Fields is like the part where we're kind of like, I don't know, but we have to trust our head coach at the end of the day. Sorry, not to interrupt anything anyone was saying. Sorry.
No, that's facts though, honestly. And I mean, like, here's the thing is we know that this dude has a cannon and that he's not just going to overthrow Emmanuel Sanders in the Super Bowl. We know he's not going to do that. And we also know, I honest to God, have you seen Kyle more frustrated than Jimmy seeing ghosts in the pocket? I've never seen him be more frustrated than that.
Yeah,
and
I think
I'm really big on Justin Fields' toughness, but like Trey Lance doesn't F around, dude. Like Trey Lance puts his body on the line too. So I think here's my thing. I am not a NFL scout. I am not an NFL scout. And clearly if 9 or 10 teams, passed on Fields right now, there's a reason for it. So my evaluation is not as good. And B, I do not know what's best for the San Francisco 49ers. Kyle Shanahan does. So
we knew Mac wasn't.
Can we talk about?
Well, everybody knows Mac wasn't.
Can we just talk about how happy the Mac Jones smokescreen was? Like, and actually a smokescreen. Like they never really were in on Mac Jones. It was always Fields and Lance. And
they confirmed that.
That's the best news of the day, right? Like we were right and the big wigs were wrong. Like that feels pretty good, right?
Well, like
Fields is still falling.
Damn.
The Broncos.
They took Surtain. Yep. Oh my God!
Wait, past Broncos?
The Broncos just took Surtain.
Hell.
The Cowboys with Justin Fields
could have never paid Dak.
Dude, okay, but wait.
Never paid Dak.
But wait, they might actually feel like they have a chance of getting Rodgers, right? Like if they did that, you think?
Possibly.
They must.
Possibly,
but
yeah.
are you gonna? What's it gonna be then? Like I don't know, 2 future firsts, 3 future firsts, like something like that. Still though, that's nasty. Like if they get Rodgers on that team.
Wow.
Rodgers throwing in Mile High, dude.
Crazy.
So I mean, I think Fields to the Patriots might be a real thing. That might happen.
I think it's gonna happen. I was wrong.
Dude,
I was straight wrong. Fields and Cam would be nice. Like
that's fire.
That makes sense. Because Javi pitched for that on you guys' show, Steph.
He did. And I was like, that's nice. Yeah.
So they would end up being in the same room still.
A hot take, I guess, would be that maybe they tried to trade Jimmy before the draft, and the what was there wasn't what they wanted, and so they were like, maybe we'll take Lance and wait and play Jimmy. I don't want to play Jimmy for another year, but there's always that chance we get stuck with Jimmy for another year. I hope not, but like the way Kyle talked on his presser he just started, he was like, well, I think I phrased that wrong on Monday. Like I called Jimmy after that, and I was like, I meant to not say that way. And it's like, maybe they are keeping Jimmy. Maybe we're going to get stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo another year. I don't want to watch Jimmy Garoppolo play football anymore, but I don't know about you guys.
I really don't think he's I do not think he's
I can
the starting
see
quarterback.
Trey Lance beating him in camp. I can see him beating him in camp.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I thought Justin
the
Herbert
things-
would have beaten, his starting quarterback, and he didn't. So, sorry, Steph, I didn't mean to interrupt you. My bad.
No, you're good. One of the things Kyle Shanahan said, I guess, in the presser was, if it turns into a competition, it turns into a competition. So, yeah,
He's open to it.
I mean,
He's open to it.
exactly. So, I think that bodes well for Lance.
I think that also bodes well for, say, Jimmy Garoppolo's trade value. If from what I'm hearing, the Patriots don't want to offer a second, even on a reduced Jimmy Garoppolo salary. If Jimmy we'll see if they get fucking Justin Fields right now. But if Jimmy can go out there and play competitive football, that opens his trade market a lot more than just being the Washington football team and the New England Patriots, and maybe that second round pick that you weren't able to get. Maybe now you're able to land that. Who knows? He'll be 31 years old? That's still relatively young for the quarterback position. Maybe you even get a first. We'll see. So I'm just hoping this could bring out the competition with Jimmy Garoppolo. And if he does play as a 49er this year, hopefully it gives them an opportunity to bank on him playing at a high level. That's ultimately what I am hoping for if Jimmy Garoppolo is still on this roster. Like they have been saying, I thought it was a bluff. Now that they selected Trey Lance, I think they fully want to go in a quarterback competition. We'll see.
And I mean, and for Jimmy, he'll be playing for his value, not for a spot in the team, because he'll be gone at some point. He'll be playing for his value.
True.
Yes. So it might be enough to motivate him to play to get him to play at a high level.
And that could be the reason they did this whole thing, is specifically to get Jimmy to play for his value. Like the thing was, they felt when Jimmy Garoppolo made that business decision, we're like, well, Jimmy doesn't obviously care about us. We don't care about Jimmy. Like, let's get something that kind of like puts us like some sort of a fire in him and makes him have to go out there and go play football the best of his ability. At this point, it's just like the Cowboys are trading with the Eagles. Holy crap. Devonta Smith?
Oh.
Is it Devonta Smith, or do they want a quarterback that's not?
Well, they got to take Justin Fields?
They traded the pick. The
Cowboys just traded with the Eagles.
So the Eagles
going to take Justin. Oh, imagine. I mean, they should, but
why is okay? So, what do you guys think is the reason for Justin Fields falling? Do you think
we were discussing it earlier? I said maybe the promotion was that big of a deal. Maybe the promotion was that big of a deal.
There has to be something that, again, now at this point, 10 NFL GMs have essentially agreed on that he is not ready to be a high caliber starting quarterback in the league. I don't know if I agree with them, but apparently it's a big enough thing that happened. And we've seen that happen before. I mean, remember Josh Rosen was getting mocked up hella high, and then he dropped a bunch. And 49ers legend, Josh Rosen, but then all of a sudden he was out. And then he never became anything. I think Fields is better than that, but I'm very curious. There has to be a reason. It's not just nonsense.
Think about if Justin Fields got to 12. How stupid would we feel right now if he gets to 12?
I don't know if I'd feel stupid. That's the thing.
That would be wild, though. I mean, they really want to Lance that bad then.
Denver took Surtain when they have their quarterback room is Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock.
I was saying they draft Fields, and you have Bridgewater and Fields as your quarterbacks, and Bridgewater could be like your guy to let Fields sit behind, or maybe he starts. But
dude, that's wild.
If Fields is the new quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles because Dallas traded with them, could you imagine if he destroys them for the next 10 years?
That would make gorgeous.
So
this is an insane draft already.
North Dakota State had a video of Kyle dapping up Trey Lance, but they hid it from us.
Did they post it just now?
Check your Twitter.
Interesting.
They had it on hand this entire time. They didn't post it because they wanted to hide it.
That was curious. I will say that was curious how they didn't post shit from their pro day. They didn't post
three or four videos with terrible camera angles. They hit it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, this is our quarterback. We're going to support him. And that's the thing is we're going to sit there and be a little bit depressed when it happens. But wait 1 second. Oh no, it didn't tell me.
I've fully talked myself into it at this point. I'm not that upset anymore.
If it was Mac Jones, we wouldn't be doing that. Like, at least this is someone we can talk ourselves into it, right? Like,
but the Cowboys really trade with the Eagles to give them a higher pick to take someone who's going to hurt them. That seems wild. End of division trade.
Quarterback.
It may not be a quarterback. Why would
I give you the quarterback
for a third round pick? For one, the Cowboys dropped back 2 spots for a third round pick. To me, it's not saying Justin Fields. There's less than a minute left on the clock. I feel like the Cowboys would have more integrity to, say screw
it's
you.
Smith.
It had to be Devontae Smith. I said that, a little while as soon as the trade was made, I was like, oh, they're trading up for Devontae Smith. The reason why you do that if you're the Eagles is because Waddle's off the board, Jamar Chase is off the board. Wide receiver, the next best wide receiver is clearly going to be Devontae Smith. So that's why you do that. Oh, here goes another one, Luke. Is Trey Day.
I don't like Trey Day.
I like Trey to the Bay. I think that's the best one. The Niners got the best one.
Trey area.
Trey area. Oh,
killer games.
Let's
like
go
we had a good game.
Imagine Trey Lance throws the game-winning touchdown against the Seahawks. It's Trey area.
I just did it. Niner Nate. Hashtag Trey area, baby.
Trey area.
We are here. We are here. This is the hashtag we are all using.
This is the hashtag. We are with Trey area.
Where's he 40? Where's he 40?
That's what we were talking about earlier.
He's making a song. He's making a song.
He better be making a song. Honestly, I'm going to be at the home opener no matter what, with my Trey Lance jersey on, supporting my quarterback no matter what. I was always going to support it long as it wasn't Mac. It sucks it's not Justin Fields, but I think something at the end of the day is going to come out and say why it was not Justin Fields.
There has to be a reason at this point. There has to be a reason.
It just doesn't make sense because we watched the tape so much.
Yeah, he's gonna keep falling too. It's wild.
If the Pats don't take him, I'm sick and I'm shook. The Pats have to take him.
Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith is the pick.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here. 12 would have been Niners.
I just my thing. I don't think Trey Lance is there though. If that's their guy, I don't think Trey Lance is there. Like
Trey Lance would have never been there at 12. If Trey Lance was their guy from the start, then he would have never been there. But it's weird that John Beck was sent specifically to Trey Lance, and it was like 3 weeks before they even met. So, I mean, there's going to be stuff that's going to come out, and I think that, you can sit and watch this press conference that's on right now, like over and over again, and I think you'll learn what actually happened.
Yeah. I wonder if we looked at it wrong. I wonder if they sent him there because they knew they're going to take him, and they want him to work with some stuff, but they can't work with him directly. So maybe John Beck was like, hey, we're going to draft him. Can you work with him so we can get him ready for this kind of stuff? Maybe they want him to start sooner than later. So
it sucks that Fields is going to be a Patriot. That's the thing that I think that bothers me the most.
I don't mind that. Give the Chiefs some competition, please.
Yeah, I think they already have competition with the Buffalo Bills and the Chargers if they can figure their stuff out.
Yeah.
I hope the Chargers can figure it out. I like the Chargers a lot.
We're making fun of Mac falling. I mean, now we got Justin falling. It's a whole different game.
Is Mac second round then, or is this
Mac is going to fall to the Bears tonight? I think Mac is going to be a Bear tonight. That's where
I hope he's not, because I really want the Niners to trade Jimmy to the Bears. But although that means I have to watch Jimmy a lot. I live in Chicago now. I don't know if I can do that to myself.
Dude, they'll be asking, hey, is Jimmy good?
Yeah, that's my thing though. Like, because they haven't announced the schedule yet, but I'm hoping that like Niners Bears is midseason. Trey Lance will be starting, and I'm there. I'm bringing Trey area to Chicago because it's Trey area 24/7 now. It's Trey area 24/7. Legally, that's the rule.
Honestly, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hey, Trey, right here, right? Team?
Yeah. Trey, dude. His face plus Trey area, we out here, dude. Oh my god.
Welcome to the Bay.
I'm with it, honestly. But yeah, honestly, once I got past my homer goggles, and not even homer for the 49ers, but homer for my own ego and my own picks of I really wanted Justin Fields, I'm really with this Trey Lance pick. Like,
Oh, yeah,
especially
like,
now that I see the context of him dropping, there has to be a reason for it.
Bears
Yeah.
are on the clock.
What? They traded?
Bears
Justin
are on the
Fields here.
clock.
It's
It's Justin Fields,
here.
obviously.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
shit.
got to be.
Wait,
Fields.
so they moved
Hey,
I'll
Luke,
get to
you're
watch
not seeing
Fields
Jimmy
either way.
Garoppolo. You're
I'll
not
get to
seeing
watch
Jimmy
Fields either way.
Garoppolo.
I'm with it.
What happened with Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, I'm saying no Jimmy Garoppolo for Luke in Chicago. You're going to be able to see Fields instead. How's
I'm
that?
down with that. I wanted to watch him one way or another. Now I'll just get to see him in person. I'll be able to go to Soldier
Imagine
Field.
they take Mac over Justin. That would be wild.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine? At
I'd
that
lose
point,
my
I'm
shit.
really questioning the whole process. I'm like, okay, what's up with Justin? Like, what's up with Justin? If that,
Yeah.
the epilepsy. I wonder if that's really a big deal for people.
Do you think the epilepsy was that big of a deal that he would drop all the way to, what is this, 11 now we're at?
Maybe
can't be
people
that
are worried
big a deal.
he gets hit wrong or it flares back up again. I don't know.
Dude, the Eagles have spent so many picks to trade around. It's crazy.
But I mean, the media it's funny. The media having Fields dropping wasn't wrong. I guess they were hearing correctly that teams probably.
Yeah,
weren't
I
gonna
guess
take
the media
Fields
was
that
right.
high.
You know what? At the end of the day, Matt Miller, he's wrong. So
Yeah, he's
F
still
him.
wrong. Everyone who said Mac to the Niners is wrong still, so I'm still happy about that. But
It was never going to be Mac. It was never going to be Mac.
and Kyle said that himself
Right.
today. He was like, "Yeah, I mean, the Mac thing is
Dead
going.
ass.
We just kind of let it
Yeah.
go. We just let it go.
Like-
It's all right, fine. You got that. Y'all think it's Mac? Go ahead. Cool.
That was the one thing, like, again, I'm not a draft expert. I'm not an NFL expert even. But I am an expert in one thing, and that's knowing for damn sure that the 49ers are not going to trade up to 3 for some fucking Trump 45 intern from Alabama. Shout out to Warriors World for that comparison first. But that's, oh, my God. Come on, man.
The Giants
Yeah.
traded. Okay, so the Giants just traded pick 11 to Chicago for number 22, 164, and a future first and fourth, just
It's,
to go
you know,
take Justin Fields.
Yeah, it's Justin Fields.
Holy shit.
It's got to be
give
Justin
up-
Fields, right? Like, it's
you're
not
doing
official
Fields.
yet, is it?
No, yeah. You give up that much, it's Justin Fields. You don't
Yeah.
give up that much for a non-quarterback.
You
You
think
don't.
Dalton is pissed right now?
Well,
I
I
can't
guess
imagine.
I guess he still has a chance to win the job, kinda. But
I feel like
hell.
if you're Andy Dalton, you understand. Like, there's
Yeah,
no way you don't.
Andy Dalton was never expecting to be the future of that franchise.
yeah, Andy was never going to be long term. I think he knew that when he signed.
Yeah,
So
We'll see.
yeah.
I just
Hey.
love that we never, like, as people, as like our group, like anyone I know, me and Leo specifically, never bought into this Mac BS ever.
No.
There was never a time where me and Leo said, like, it's Mac Jones. You guys need to stop. It's Mac Jones. Like,
Yeah.
we were very adamant about that, and I'm proud of that at the end of the day. Like, you know, it sucks that it's not Fields, and
yeah,
we'll
Jordan had
find
that
out
real
why
fear.
so.
Jordan had that real fear that it was going to be Mac. I never believed it. I'm happy I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't
It
think
was
Jordan
always
had a
fair
fear.
for him.
I think Jordan had a trolling instinct. Jordan enjoyed
Nah,
that
I mean,
shit every second.
No,
of the
I
day.
talked to Jordan a few times, like where he wasn't trolling. He's like, "No, I think they might actually think highly about Mac."
Yo, what if this is Mac and Fields? Is
That's
the
what I was
fifth
saying. Like,
quarterback?
what if
I would lose.
No.
Justin Fields,
if
11.
Mac goes ahead of Justin Fields? That is a crime.
Justin Fields. It's a Justin Fields. It's
Yo,
official.
can we talk about real quick that we have a quarterback who's got some serious drip? Trey Lance
Yep.
was dripping tonight. Like,
Yeah.
we need that. We need a quarterback with some sauce. It's Trey area all day. It's Trey area. That dude's watch. I don't have a car, but if I did, I'd sell it for his watch. Like that dude had some serious drip. I'm with it.
All right, so Fields to the Bears. Now we just wait to see how far Mac drops, so we can laugh at people.
I
wish
said
it-
football team. Am
I
I,
could
going
see
to
the
say
football
which
team.
football team?
I mean,
I'm messing. Like, obviously,
Okay,
I'm talking about Washington.
I would like to talk to Shanahan and just be like, why Trey over Justin? And like, here is
no,
actual
I
answer.
literally think it's because everything people were saying because of him, the offense, while the other, the huddling up and the line checks. I think that may have been it, along with the fact that he's got a big arm, super like great like quarterback body, like big, strong, all that good stuff. I mean, there's nothing with him. Like he's like a guy you create on Madden. His build is like the guy you create on Madden, like super tall, super big.
Yeah, he's 6'4", he's broad,
Yeah.
he's hella athletic. He can
But then
run like nobody's
he
business. He's
is
got a cannon.
super smart too. So it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I probably should have seen it to be honest, but
I'm cutting that clip. I'm cutting that clip. Literally, that's a Madden quarterback you build.
Yeah.
Intelligent.
Yeah.
And with his size, being 6'4" and
230.
who was it? It was former NFL linebacker, came out of SDSU. Kirk Morrison. There you go. See, I had to backtrack in order to remember names. Kirk Morrison, former Raider, said he was calling games. What he does is he goes down to the field. He likes to size guys up because he hears certain things. He studies it. That's what you do when you're doing play-by-play. So he said when he sized up Trey Lance is built like an NFL linebacker. And what? I think the biggest thing with him is learn how to slide. Don't take hits like Cam Newton did. Don't try to take hits like Jimmy. Should have stepped out of bounds in Kansas City, but that's a totally different discussion. So it's like with Trey Lance, you would figure there's going to be a ton of longevity there with his size. He's able to slide in a Shanahan scheme. 49ers just tweeted Trey area, and it looks like a video of E40, by the way.
Let's go.
You would figure that he's not going to allow himself to take that many hits. His size, I would relate it to, is Russell Wilson, but at 6'4". That's his size. He just needs to, be able to learn how to slide and not try to be like if he was in the FCS taking on hits.
Yeah.
That's it.
That makes sense. Honestly, if they hit this pick, that's legitimately QB1 for the next 20 years.
Kid's 20.
20 years.
He's younger than me, man. He's younger than me, and I'm young.
I know. Damn.
I feel old now.
He's 5 whole ass years younger than I am.
Could you imagine if this dude...
I had just started speaking and he was born because I didn't learn to talk until I was 5.
Could you imagine if this dude's running all over the field in Seattle, just doing stupid shit? Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you can swear on here. Just doing stupid stuff, and Seattle's like, I can't tackle him. And we're like, haha, now you know how it feels.
That's what
I'm very excited about. That's what I'm very excited about. I hope Trey Lance just runs all over the field like an idiot, hits Ayuk way open in the end zone, and Seattle's like, no, we used to do this to you all the time. Now we can't do it.
I need that expeditiously.
Expeditiously.
Me and Steph's favorite word.
With speed and efficiency, please.
Expeditiously.
But yeah, like having that dual threat, you bring in the read option, speed option, all the options, along with his ability to make off schedule plays. It's going to be so nice, man. I mean, Kyle, and this is his dude, man. Like you said, this is his guy. So, I mean, if he looks ready, he's going to play.
You know what? If Kyle took Trey Lance over Justin Fields, I'm going to trust the process. The process.
That's what we should do.
Yeah. And if 10 other teams did too, a lot
of people want to go, oh, here's my Luke impression again. Oh, Kyle chose CJ Beathard in the 3rd round. Well, he never faced.
Whoa. Pause. I never made a CJ Beathard argument in my life.
I know. I'm saying impression of fans that are neg on Kyle Shanahan.
I'll take that.
I thought you said Luke for a second. I thought you said Luke.
Yeah. No. I meant like how he changes his voice to talk as other people. How you mock other people.
Yeah, I mock the nerds.
I'm gonna have to do it again and embarrass myself. Oh well, Kyle Shanahan chose CJ Beathard in the 3rd round, and so Trey Lance is not going to be good either because Kyle Shanahan doesn't know how to pick quarterbacks. Well, shit. Kyle Shanahan didn't face Russell Wilson twice a season. Kyle Shanahan didn't face Kyler Murray. Kyle Shanahan didn't face Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So if he wants to get a quarterback that can run with a big arm, that is built like a linebacker, I'm all for it. If Kyle Shanahan believes he could fix the timing with Trey Lance, his feet look a little weird. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like a baby deer learning how to walk. If his feet look like that, I think Kyle Shanahan with his system is able to do it a little better than what an FCS was teaching him. I'm confident when I say Kyle Shanahan can do better than FCS coaching.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I really think that, we talk about Trey Lance's problems and like specifically with accuracy, his footwork. From what I heard, the second pro day, his footwork was slightly better. And I think that over time, now that he's with Kyle Shanahan, he's with the Niners, I think that you'll see improvements. And I think that he'll win this inevitable quarterback competition against Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a much better quarterback, and he has that ability to make off-schedule plays. He can run around. I think that at the end of the day, when we go into Seattle, they're going to be afraid of Trey Lance. They're going to be afraid of what he can do. And the thing is, the accuracy problems are there. But the complaint was always that I don't know if he can do what Josh Allen did. But if there's anyone who could fix the accuracy problems, it's Kyle Shanahan. We have one of the best head coaches in the league. We have a head coach that is so good that people are willing to take less money to play here, specifically to play with our head coach. And so every day that our head coach steps on that field, anyone is afraid. And now we have a quarterback who scares people on the other side of the field. Well, I wish it was Justin Fields. It's not. We still have a quarterback that scares people, and I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to go to Levi's and see people actually afraid of Trey Lance throwing the ball, which we haven't seen at any time at Levi's because we've never had a quarterback that any defense has actually been afraid of him throwing the ball.
Yeah, people actively talked about we're not afraid of Jimmy. If
that
you
was
can get
the
a guy
Chiefs' game
that,
plan, make Jimmy beat you.
And he didn't, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
So it's now you got a guy that it's damn, if we leave too much time, he's just going to burn us. He's going to turn on the jets, and he's going to break through. Or if we leave too much time and let a receiver get open, he's going to throw a bomb downfield. You got the best of both worlds. Again, it was the same thing with Justin Fields, but you know what? I'm sticking with Coach, like Levi said. Kyle Shanahan knows much better than I do. Adam Peters and John Lynch know much better than I do. I am trusting them 100%, so I'm with it.
Perfect.
And it wasn't Mac Jones.
It wasn't Mac Jones.
It wasn't Mac Jones. Woo! Yeah.
I love all of you guys for staying on the stream post-pick for 53 minutes here. You're very beloved. There's a spot in my heart for all of you here. Even if I take 25 hours to text you back, Nate, there's still a spot in my heart for you.
You do take 25 hours to text me back.
I know I do. So I appreciate all of you guys. It's not Mac Jones. Is there any last statement you want to get out here before we end the stream?
Trey area.
Let's go win a damn Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah.
It's
Trey
time.
area.
We got the quarterback that scares people. We got the offensive mind that scares people. We got the defense that scares people. Let's go win a Super Bowl. Let's go.
I've never been sober and that hyped up in my life, but I will just say it's about to be Lombardi season in Trey area. And we are back.
Before we sign out, I need a Trey area as if Luke was E40.
Oh, shit.
Area.
Yeah. Well, you got to do the damn or the oh that he does before. So you got to be oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Facts. Trey area. That's the one. Trey area. Yeah. You got to say some nonsense before, and then it'll be
Let's go. Let's go. We got a mobile quarterback, baby.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong.
Yeah. Three's on the court and Trey on the field. Trey area. That's E40 all day.
I love
Let's hope he's not watching. He's going to steal that line if he was watching.
Oh, I know. Honestly, yeah. He's going to make a line about Steph hitting a three in Chase Center and then Trey on the field. Oh, shit. Oh.
Feels great, baby.
Javi. All right, we're not in there then.
Let's just do 5-6 minutes.
I was gonna say whoever wants to, sign out, do whatever they have for the rest of the day.
I'm chilling.
I completely understand if you want to sign out.
I do gotta dip.
There you go.
Bye, Steph.
Love you guys. Trey area. Let's go, baby. Bye,
Trey
guys.
area.
Trey Lance. I'm happy. I mean, it wasn't McCorkle. I think we all knew it wasn't McCorkle, right?
Yeah.
Like
it wasn't Mega Mag. It was never gonna be.
What I'm surprised about is Justin Fields falling all the way to 12.
Yeah.
The former Niner pick.
Yeah.
11.
Oh, 11. So yeah, they wouldn't have got him at 12. And then McCorkle's just sitting in the green room. He's probably getting drunk. I mean,
He's texting Donald. He's texting Donnie T, asking him what's up.
We never bought into. I think everyone in this room never bought into all the Kyle has a type. Kyle has a type, and I tweeted it out. And of course, there's always somebody with a stupid comment. But for guys like us, and I think we all deserve a little bit of credit. Luke, Kobe, Nate, Leo, we dig a little bit deeper into the context of these conversations with Kyle Shanahan. He tells you what he wants. Like, what irritated me the most about the last press conference was all we heard was the Drew Brees part of his comment of Drew Brees that moves like Lamar Jackson. So to me, automatically was Justin Fields, Trey Lance, right? Those were the conversations. And for guys who do this for, who get paid for it, like, come on, man. You're selling this stuff, and you got people out here, dying on your every word. When guys like us, we're over here like we're grinding hours of tape. How much tape do we watch together in the last 3 months? Hours upon hours of just trying to break this down, see what's the best fit for Kyle. And we heard him all this season after the Super Bowl. We heard him after the Bills game. We see it every time they play the Seahawks. When you have an athletic guy, you have an opportunity to win some games. He keeps talking about how the league is changing, and he mentioned it, evolve. How do you put his hands up? Evolve. And he's trying to tell people, and I think I said it on my pod, when I tweeted that out too. I'm like, is anyone sure that he's not being defensive because he's tired of you pigeonholing him to Matt Ryan and Kirk Cousins?
Yes.
Did that not cross anyone else's minds but mine and ours? Like, what kind of questions are you asking? And I'm not trying to take shots at people, but for fuck's sake, like, what are we doing?
Well, like, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. Like, you have to be intellectually dishonest to take the Drew Brees in that quote and completely ignore the Lamar Jackson part. He never said, I want Drew Brees. I want a cat who can sit in the pocket and make plays. He said, you want a Drew Brees who can run like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, and to completely ignore that is borderline irresponsible as a journalist. That's what really upset me. Like, I hold journalists to very high standards. And
Javi,
so
why do you think that specifically why that they took Lance over Fields? Like, if you had to guess, what was your reasoning for the reason that happened?
I think the fact he was under center more. Honestly, that might have been it. That might have been what it was. He's under center more. He turns his back to the defense quite often. I think Justin Fields could have done that too because we've seen him do it. I think Justin Fields is going to be an elite prospect in Chicago. Matt Nagy, don't ruin him. Like, for crying out loud, don't ruin him. But I think all those snaps under center, I think adding the last workout with John Beck made a big deal. I think those things just mattered. And with Kyle, I think Kyle said it, this was the guy since we made the trade. So they knew. And I think he has, I think the highest upside thing is probably true. I don't really like to buy the whole highest upside because we don't know, people to say that because we don't know what his ceiling, his floor is. But I think in this system, I think he's a week one starter. I think he's a starter when we go into the season. There's no way that he doesn't even match anything Jimmy Garoppolo does. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And Kyle kept saying it. We're looking for a starter. We're looking for a starter. We're looking for a starter. Another thing that was ignored quite a bit. All we heard is, well, they love Five Guys. I love Five Guys too. It's better than In-N-Out. And I put that on here on the 49ers show. Sorry, Blake. Sorry, Luke. But I'm
very disgusted right now, but I'll take it.
You're not. So no, I'm trying to pull up the transcript from the presser the other day, but he said it, which was funny to me that everyone kind of ignored it. Okay.
Panay Sewell, real quick, is going to go to the chart. Or no, not Panay.
No, he already went. He went
Rashawn
to the,
Slater. Rashawn Slater is going to the Chargers.
Okay,
I'm still a little shook that they didn't.
And Micah Parsons went to the Cowboys before that. Javi's guy.
Parsons went to Dallas. I figured he would go to Dallas. He's a Cowboys fan, so that makes sense. He was. I think he tweeted it out a while ago.
Sus in the locker room, so he fits with Ezekiel.
Yeah. So with his comments on Monday, he said, especially the more high schools, the more Pop Warners, my kid's school, my kid's flag football team goes no huddle and just shows pictures. They go fast and as could be. And man, a lot of people are getting trained in offense in different ways, a lot much better. Athletes are learning how to play quarterback, are learning how to play the quarterback position. A lot much better athletes are also learning how to play the quarterback position. The athlete is learning. He said that 5 or 6 times during the season, like verbatim, and people missed it. So, man, you just want to find a Drew Brees who can move like Lamar Jackson. Mahomes, he's maybe in the middle. I'm just not being exact, but like this is where it's going. This is where it's been. It's always will evolve. Like Kyle Shanahan is evolving. You could not tell me he's watched Russell Wilson kick his ass, Kyler Murray kick his ass, just run all over the damn place, and Josh Allen do what he did, Mahomes do what he did these last 3-4 years, and expect him to be like, you know what? I'm going to go get the next Kirk Cousins at pick 3.
Well, he
Like,
said
what
it
are we doing here?
himself. He said it himself after like that Bills game. Like that's when the quarterback talk really started happening. Like aside from you, Javi, who you've had it for a hot minute, but it's like we all knew that he didn't love what Jimmy did. So why would he continue with it? It was so lazy. It was such a lazy take to be like, oh yeah, well he just loves quarterbacks who sit in the pocket and act like Kirk Cousins. No, the hell out of here. He wants some. Kyle Shanahan's name of the game is versatility. It's always been versatility. You want to be able to do whatever you can with your offense so the defense has no clue what you're doing. So, like, why are you acting nonsense and just being like, yeah, no, Kyle just wants a guy who can do one thing. No, he wants a guy who can do everything. He wants a guy who can throw intermediate, who can throw with a cannon down the field, or can make a play with his legs and get a touchdown if he needs to. And that's what they got.
If you had to guess, Javi, just thinking about this whole thing, a lot of people are saying now that it's Trey Lance that Jimmy's staying because that's like, that's how Twitter works. We all know that. Do you think Jimmy's staying? I mean, it seemed like Kyle Shanahan kind of changed the way he was talking about it. He even apologized for saying, I don't know if we're all going to die on Sunday when he got into his press conference today. Do you think that Jimmy's staying?
No, I don't think Jimmy stays. I think they figure something out. Someone's going to get left at the altar. Do you think the Patriots are going to take Mac Jones?
I'm beginning to think
We
so.
don't find out.
I mean, we can find out. I don't think they take Mac Jones.
If they don't,
If they don't take Mac
Jimmy.
Jones, I mean, like, who? Jimmy's the best. They're not going to take Davis Mills, or if they are, it's going to be the backup Jimmy. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, if they don't take Mac at 15, you got to think the Jimmy trade is probably going to happen at some point.
So, 49ers playing Chicago this year, right?
yes, sir. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I'm there. I'm bringing Trey area to Chicago. I told you guys.
49ers gold mine is going to Chicago, correct? For that game.
Damn well better be.
We can try.
We'll negotiate.
Hey,
Justin Fields versus Trey Lance.
I'll
we can make it work.
Yeah.
Man,
Dude, I need that expeditiously.
yeah.
The whole gold mine crew in Chicago.
And-
Oh my God, I would love it.
We're all sleeping at Luke's on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I got an air mattress. Yeah. So like we're with it. I got an air mattress. I got
film with Leo. That's all I want.
Well, that's the thing. None of us would use the air mattress, but it's there for appearances. So I can tell up with Leo and Bob. You know the vibes. Yeah. That's what we've all been about, man.
Over under Nate sleeping in the shower. I'm just kidding. I don't want to get.
I got a whole ass tub. I got a tub, Nate.
Oh, you got a tub? I might sleep in
Yeah.
your bathtub then.
Yeah, you know the vibes. Yeah, that's where I sleep 3 nights a week, anyways. I let my dog.
Aren't
use
you
the
like
bed
6'5",
sometimes.
Nate? Is the tub big enough for that?
Yeah, no, I got an
Right,
extra
so
size
that's
tub.
what I
I knew.
Oh,
I knew
okay.
Nate would come sometime, so I got one of them hot tub jacuzzi type baths.
Oh,
So
okay,
they
okay,
can
okay.
snuggle up in there. Yeah, you know the vibes. Yeah, it's all about being a good host.
You think? Okay, so do you guys think that they're going to trade back into this first round, go get Najee? And
I don't
make
think so. I don't like the fact that they had a whole ass presser right after their pick. Tells me that
They're done.
they're
for today.
not. Yeah, they're done for today. The fact they had a whole ass presser, they're done for today. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm Javi. You know how much I've been on Najee.
I would love to see it. I mean, it would make it interesting. I mean, how many guys from this draft are going to make the roster? Like, how many picks
That's
do
what
you
I'm
need?
saying.
You have 9 guys.
That's not
Definitely
many.
not 9.
So, I mean, if
not
you
9.
want, if I guess they're picking 3, so they could have held a whole ass presser. I mean, they weren't going to go back into the top 15, so they could have got that. They could have got that press conference out of the way and said, "All right, let's go back to the war room." But Who was on the press conference? Was it Kyle and John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. Peter's already on the phone.
Peter's still out
Peters
there,
is
yeah.
upstairs and Prog's upstairs. They
Yep.
they know that they know the board. Like they got approval. You know what I'm saying? They could be
That's
working
what I
the
was
phones
saying.
right now. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
saw a lot of movement already. This is it's a pretty fun draft so far with all the movement, especially Philadelphia moving. I didn't expect them to do that for a wide receiver, but they jumped the Giants for the wide receiver, which is weird because I think Philadelphia needs more than just a wide receiver. But
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is not that dude.
yeah, I mean, if
But
you
I'm
want to
sorry,
use,
but
if you want to go with Jalen Hurts, cool. But I don't see that as a need for them. I think we've talked about it a lot throughout this process. Is this? I think this wide receiver class is pretty pretty full. It's pretty dope. So I would have waited, and I would have just went with best defensive player available at 12 and stayed there. You probably have gotten your Kwity Paye. I mean, Kwity Paye is falling, but you might have been able to get Micah Parsons at 10 or 9 if you did that because you're looking to get the better player. Dallas taking Micah Parsons is pretty wild because you still got Jalen Smith, you got Leighton Vander Esch, and now Micah Parsons. It's a nice little setup there. It's a lot of speed.
Y'all never running nickel or what?
Yeah, true.
Y'all just staying in base for the whole entire ass game, or is like Vander Esch gonna miss another 10 weeks for a neck injury? Like
That's
I'm
what I was
not
thinking. Like, maybe they're
I'm
not
not
comfortable with his health.
knocking neck injuries. Like I wish Vander Esch the best career as possible, but sometimes we can call a spade a spade. The guy tends to miss a lot of games.
That could be it, though. Maybe they're not comfortable with his health, and they want another guy they can rely on.
Jets have traded up to 14. Jets have traded up to 14. Wow.
For who?
Who do you think it is?
Who would it be?
Wideouts are on the board.
Newsome?
No, fuck no.
Corner? Maybe.
Possibly.
Who would edge?
I'll be right back, y'all.
The best edge rusher on the board would be Kwity Paye here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The linebacker from the Notre Dame. Robert Saleh values linebackers.
Yes, that's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
call.
He's looking for his Fred Warner
Get right in front of New England. Get right in front of New England.
and take
Dude,
Mac
I hope
Jones.
New England takes Mac Jones so much.
I don't want no. Fuck no.
This might be the linebacker.
I need a team to get Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh my
That's true. I
god.
agree with you. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
at
right.
that
You're right.
point-
Patriots
at
getting
that
Mac
point-
Jones.
It becomes like Washington. That'd be the only team you can really even try to deal.
Like
Garoppolo
Bill
too.
Belichick loves Alabama. Like other than Mac Jones, I think they could go Christian Barmore. I think that's a possibility. But
Christian Barmore would be interesting.
I think that's a great call. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Saleh really loves his linebackers. Yeah, was he a linebacker coach with Seattle, or is it quality control?
He's quality control with Seattle, I believe.
Do you guys
Yeah.
think that Aaron Rodgers is going to get moved tonight at all?
But hold
People
on.
are saying no. People are saying yes. I don't know.
Let's look. He was in Seattle. He had Bobby Wagner there in San Francisco. He had
That's still my bad.
he had Fred Warner there. Jacksonville, that they were kind of a shit show while he was there. So let's not consider that. And hey, he didn't even have that great middle linebacker while he was there for that shit show. So let's see. I think the guy
He was a
from
linebackers coach in Jacksonville, and he was an assistant linebacker coach in Houston. So I think it's safe to say he loves his linebackers. This could be a backer here. I think Harvey might have it.
I mean, it makes
If
sense.
Bobby
to go
has it,
linebacker.
and that would be great. If we,
It just makes sense.
it will be a little too late, though. I was going to say, we could just cut that clip and then post it on the timeline.
Nah,
It will be a little too late.
What
But
are the
yeah,
Jets doing though?
Ooh. Hey, guys, we have another one here.
Who's here now?
Oh,
Brett.
Brett.
Oh
Brett?
my god. Okay.
The strongest guy in the goal. line
Elijah
is
Vera
apparently.
Tucker is the pick, by the way.
Tackle?
Tackle.
Wow.
Elijah Vera Tucker. Guard tackle, it says on here.
Makes sense. I get that.
All right,
That
well,
makes sense.
section Zach Wilson. Yeah, okay.
Help
Well,
Zach
yeah,
Wilson out, I guess.
Yeah, you can move up. You can move him up and down the line. That's what I like when you take interior offensive linemen this early. Brett, you could maybe speak on this more than I could. When you take interior offensive line this early, I feel like they need to have the ability to move up and down the line. Because if not, you could find a lot of quality starters in the interior offensive line in round 2, in round 3, and in round 4. I think that the Jets may value that he can move from guard to tackle, and that's why they traded up for him. What do you think?
I am old school. Guards aren't tackles, tackles aren't guards. But
Got it.
some people like blue cheese with chicken wings, and I don't. So this era is a football where these high school teams are moving guards and tackles around. And so now there's this fresh crop of kids to be like, yeah, I can play interior outside. But when I played, no, you didn't play. If you were a tackle, you can play inside. If you were inside, you didn't play outside. So I could be an old man now, but
I like to go to other people in regards to offensive line. I've never played it. Like I've never played it, so I have no idea what to do with it, and I've never really scouted it or studied it as well. So I feel like if I give my evaluation, it doesn't hold as much weight as someone like Brett, to where he studied it way more than I did.
Well, but I'm just biased. Like, it just frustrates me. It's like, if I'm hungry for a hamburger, why the hell am I getting KFC? If you need a guard, draft a guard. If you need a tackle, draft a tackle. But it's always changing. I mean, everything's changing in the NFL very fast. It's positionless offense. To me, it started with Tony Gonzalez. You changed the tight end position, and that changed offenses across the country. So maybe this is a new era. Maybe you're right, Leo. If you can play 2 positions on the line, that's more valuable than just one.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. Let's see who we have. We still have Mac Jones on the board, and everybody and their mom said he was going to the 49ers at 3. Besides, I don't think one individual thought he was going to the 49ers at 3rd overall. I know Jordan Elliott is a part of 49ers Goldmine, but he likes to do this thing where he just trolls everybody. Jason, my guy. He had it.
Hey,
right.
I got to dip.
Right
I
here.
got to dip real quick.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. It's Trey area all day. Much love to everybody. Thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate you.
All right, Luke.
Hey,
See you, buddy.
all right, Luke. Jason, if you want the link and you want to join in on here, I am
Jason
more than
was
welcome
right.
to have you join in on here.
this
'Cause
man
you're the-
Jason was in every single live show I did on anything. Always was on Trey. That dude, he got it right. He was right more than I was. I was all on Fields. I really liked the kid, and he was all on Trey, and he was right at the end of the day. That was Kyle's guy.
Yeah, Jason, if you want in on this, I'll send you the link. You could go. You always have an open invite when we're doing something like this. This is, more of a clubhouse locker room conversation. But hey, might as well hop on YouTube and do it as well. But what we haven't heard from you, Brett. What are your thoughts on the whole Trey Lance selection?
It's not Mac Jones. There was no way you trade up that far for the same guy. I mean,
Yeah.
Jones in the pocket. It's the same dude. That's a dumb pick. That would have been a dumb pick. I'm all for it.
Yeah, when I saw that clip of like him barely getting pressure and he got happy feet and like tossed the duck out there in the Auburn game, I was like, yeah, there's no way. There's no
So
way.
Mac Jones,
That's like Jimmy-esque.
My feed died.
Your feet.
Yeah, my feed on ESPN died. It's weird.
The
yeah,
thing
no, I'm
about it
happy
is,
with
like,
the
we
pick.
talked so much about
the Patriot.
just wanting a mobile quarterback, and at the end of the day, we didn't get the mobile quarterback we all wanted, but we got a mobile quarterback, and we got a guy who has the potential to be Patrick Mahomes.
Mac Jones is a Patriot.
Is he?
I felt like he'd be a Patriot. I felt like he felt like a Patriot to me.
Well, yeah, he's a Patriot. Have you seen his
Yikes.
previous tweets?
So Washington Jimmy, maybe?
That's
That's
the,
the
one-
only team
that's
left
the
at this
team.
point.
That's the team that's left the altar. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Wow.
Bears got their guy. Washington didn't. Is there anyone else other than Washington? Anyone else?
That's it.
So yeah, Jimmy's going to be a 49er this year then. Because Washington could always ultimately say, screw it, let's trade back a little bit to at least get some type of assets and go get, say, Davis Mills or from Texas A&M. I'm blanking for some reason.
Is it
And they
officially
could.
Mac?
What's that?
Is it officially Mac? Is that confirmed?
Yeah, it's gonna be Mac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, they didn't waste any time. They take Mac pretty quick, but obviously, as you know, the live feed that they show on TV is a little behind than the reality of what happens. And so maybe like I'm saying, maybe Washington trades back a little bit and goes try to get more value for selecting Davis Mills, or gets a little more value for selecting Kellen Mond. Maybe they do that, or even the Saints, like Brandon Green said right here in the comments. Maybe even the Saints try to get something out of Jimmy, because essentially Drew Brees was a little bit of a dink and dunk. Like, Javi, do you think Jimmy Garoppolo would fit what Sean Payton tries to do there in New Orleans?
I mean, can they afford him? That's the question.
True.
That's when it gets odd.
It seems like if you're moving Jimmy Garoppolo, you're probably, based on the salary cap, what it is this year, and how much the 49ers have available, considering they have Jimmy Garoppolo on the books, they can eat something. So,
yeah,
figuratively speaking, if the money works out, do you see the New Orleans Saints as a possible destination?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but it's just a matter of would the Niners take their what are the Saints picking? 28?
They're somewhere around there, yeah. I think they're around more closer to 26 than 28.
Do you take 26 and just send Jimmy over there? I mean, I think you just run to the podium for that.
I don't think they can get that, though. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, I think that's probably a problem.
They could probably get the Saints' second round pick, but I don't think they can get the Saints first.
Yeah,
I think that's the issue.
So I'm assuming this is why the Jimmy talks broke down, because they had their eyes on Mac Jones, probably.
Yeah.
So we're stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo then another year, huh?
Yeah.
Till he rolls his ankle.
That's the most drag of the night. It's not even that we pass up on Justin Fields for Trey Lance. It's that we have to watch Jimmy Garoppolo play football again.
Well, let's be fair. If the 49ers took Justin Fields, how far was Trey Lance going to fall? Was Trey Lance going to be the Bears' pick? Or would have the Broncos decided to take him instead of a corner? So we could look at it, hindsight 2020 now. Would things still have played out? Maybe the names, change a little bit as far as the quarterbacks when they were selected, but it's, I feel like it probably would have been the same, but
yeah,
we'll see. It's, I think ultimately, it's very unfortunate. Maybe you get an injury in a camp that opens things up. The only reason why I bring that up is because that's what the Eagles had in that situation, where they traded Sam Bradford to, I believe it was the Vikings, when they selected Carson Wentz second overall. It's Teddy Bridgewater got hurt in camp. Now they had an availability open up, and that allowed them to trade Sam Bradford to the Minnesota Vikings. If Teddy Bridgewater stayed healthy and never had that injury in camp, they would have never made that trade. So maybe there's that certain situation happens where you got to just let it marinate a little bit and see where things go from here. As it's sitting right now, it doesn't look like you're really moving off of Jimmy Garoppolo. Unless
you're right.
Unless Washington offers a second out of nowhere. They feel left at the altar and they just offer a second. But why would you offer a second if you already have Fitzpatrick on the roster? That's my thought process. Is Jimmy Garoppolo that much better than Fitzpatrick that forces you to offer a second? I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo is that much better.
Yeah,
it depends on how much I think feel
Fitzy's better
in Washington.
I think Fitzy's better. I think I'd rather have Fitzy than
I don't think he is. I just think that we feel that way because we put the 49ers under a microscope. But I feel like if you put Fitzpatrick under a microscope, I don't think you would call him better.
Yeah,
Man,
I mean,
Mac Jones is going to be yikes.
I think the other team he probably had the best chance to succeed with was the Patriots. So, because it helps in that regard. But Cam and Mac Jones, like polar opposites.
So, well,
that weirdo
Yeah,
Joe Chasky apparently.
look how he's standing. Mac Jones is standing the same exact way as he was at the Senior Bowl, looking like a Lego character, as someone said on Twitter.
Of course.
So I'm gonna point this challenge to one of you guys. Romansky said he's not happy they picked Lance, that he's not convinced. I want one of you, whoever wants to step up here, to try and convince Romansky.
I think that's Harvey.
You talking about Shasky?
No, to try and convince.
No. Ramonski is
We got a guy in the
saying
chat
he's not
who's
convinced
not.
they picked Trey
doesn't
Lance.
like
I was
the
saying
pick.
you should convince him.
I mean, it's two. With Lance, I'm sorry, I've said it the entire time. There with the top 4 rookie quarterbacks, there's nothing that these 4 guys can't do that there's nothing Jimmy does that these 4 can't do. And putting putting Trey Lance into this offense where Kyle gives him a whole bunch of easy layup throws, he's going to develop. He's got good accuracies. Well, his accuracy's in the middle. He's got good arm strength, great feel for the pocket. He moves well all over the place. I hope my computer doesn't die. And it's a guy you're going to want to develop. You know what I mean? Like, we all know how smart he is. Kyle Shanahan if anyone listens to the press conference, he was impressed on how he would learn the verbiage and move everything, work on the whiteboard. All those things were very impressive to him. Kyle's looking for a smart guy, a guy who can run his offense, a guy who's going to be able to make plays outside the pocket, extend things, do a whole bunch of other stuff for him. Yeah, this is definitely the right pick, or one of the right picks. I would have went with Justin Fields, but I trust Kyle in this sense to get an athletic guy that he wants. The stereotype is over with, he wants the Kirk Cousins type. I'm going to charge my laptop. Hold on.
The Cardinals just took Zaven Collins, by the way.
Awesome. He's much better than Isaiah Simmons.
Have they taken back-to-back first-round linebackers now?
Yes.
God, they suck. They have to fire that GM. He has no idea what he's doing. Like, I understand the Kyler Murray pick. He's a very good quarterback. He's very fun to watch. But my goodness, they can't pick a first-round to save their life.
No, the fact that you took Josh Rosen 1 year and then moved off him and essentially got nothing for it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a very good GM either, but their roster could be a lot worse than they are currently.
No, it's definitely a solid roster.
They didn't even use Isaiah Simmons last year. And then they take Zaven Collins this year.
Yeah. I think just Isaiah Simmons was just such a good of an athlete, and then he fell kind of into their laps. I don't blame them for taking Isaiah Simmons. I did think he was going to struggle a bit as a rookie because that Clemson team was just so special defensively and scheme wise, they were just so sound. I thought he was going to have a little bit of trouble translating to the NFL. I'm not writing off Isaiah Simmons at all, but it is weird to where you basically have like 2 Mike linebackers that early.
They should have taken Greg Newsome here, right? That's what we did in our mock.
That's fine. No, hey, that is completely fine. If they don't want to take a corner, I'm okay if Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel want to eat all day. I'm fine with that, especially
Problem
that
is
they
we're
can
going to be
have.
stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo. We're going to have to watch Jimmy Garoppolo throw the ball to the floor.
We'll see. I say it's a ticking time bomb. I don't think we see Jimmy Garoppolo for 17 weeks. So, we'll see. I mean, it depends. The schedule doesn't release until May 12th. Stop it. Maybe the schedule doesn't get released until May 12th, and maybe they don't face the Cardinals until later in the season. So we'll see what happens with that.
You know what? That was a Tyrod Taylor joke. You got that right.
Oh, I completely got it.
Okay, I was just making sure you didn't think I was an asshole.
I mean, you are, but it's okay.
I am an asshole. It's not in that way. I don't want a man to die.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just still trying to process everything now. I'm just trying to think how it plays out.
I just
love
to see Jimmy gone this weekend still.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I mean, Jimmy probably can make it to camp at this point. I think it's a safe bet. Will he win the job is the question, but I think he makes it to camp for sure.
Do you think they picked Lance because they wanted to start Jimmy this season? You think all the Twitter people were right?
Nah.
Or you think they liked
They
Lance?
took Lance because they wanted
Fields?
Lance. You took Lance because they wanted him.
Oh yeah, I don't
he
think this pick has anything to do with Jimmy Garoppolo. This has more about what they're going to do in the future. Like they can go, Kyle seems to not give a shit. You know what I mean? Like he's like, all right, I'm gonna do what I want. So I would probably bet that Jimmy's out of here sooner than later.
Hey, we got a donation.
Dono.
Hit up Luke.
Got a donation from Adam Burns. How does Trey Lance help IU, Kittle, and Debo?
Let me see if I have a clip. I might just pull up the film. Hold on, I have some. Hold on.
He's the draft pick. Yeah, let's go ahead and watch the new quarterback.
All right, let me get it.
At least until Najee goes to the Niners, right?
Great. I think I had some Trey clip saved, but let me just find it.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna treat myself tonight. I'm gonna rewatch all the Lance film and see what we got.
I mean, I spent a lot of time watching both, but I spent a lot of time on Justin. I love Justin.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he kills in Chicago. Hopefully, they don't mess up his.
I know, man. They better not mess it up.
It is sad to see Justin go.
Mm-hmm. To Chicago.
I mean, we all had him in Niner jerseys already. We all had him. All the photoshops and all the talk we were doing, but yeah, I'm still very pleased with the pick.
It's funny though. Everyone's still like, so Tim Jenkins, who we had on me and Leo's show, specifically put out a poll, and it's like, let's talk about the rookie quarterbacks. Which one leads your team to the playoffs first? And it's Mac Jones, New England, Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville, San Francisco, Trey Lance, and Zach Wilson, New York. There's no Justin Fields on here, but Trey Lance is winning by a wide margin on this poll, to be fair.
Yeah, he's in San Francisco.
Leo, hit share.
I think Leo stepped away for a second.
Okay. I got it running right now. I got plenty of film. Alex Leatherwood to the... Oh, wow, that's terrible. To the Raiders.
The Raiders picked so poorly. Over Darashaw? Really?
Wow, that's weird. Here's your new quarterback, folks. Leo, no one wants to see your face.
Leo, what are you doing?
All right. All right. It's over here. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Gruden and Mayock, I mean, they just both seem like they're in over their heads. I have no idea what they're.
And I think part of it'll be the part of the guy who gets the blame is going to be Mayock. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it sucks. I like Mayock.
He's the NFL Network just draft guy, and now he's a GM, and that was not going well.
You saw what the Raiders do. They just draft everyone at a big school, at a big time program. It's either Alabama, Clemson, or Ohio State. It's one of those teams that are in a college playoff consistently. So that's what they do.
So this is how Trey Lance helps Ayuk, Kittle, Debo, etc. Big guy, able to move, throw on the run, off platform, strike, and of course we all know we have guys who can break tackles and get down the field. So there's one play. There's a whole bunch of it on his tape. It's pretty cool. But there's also a lot of times where he's just handing the ball off or he's just running power, To me, I had a hard time getting a comp for Trey Lance. Like I kept saying, I kept saying I didn't know because I haven't seen anyone like him. You know what I mean? Like Cam, maybe, but I thought Fields was more Cam McNabb type of player, whereas Lance is kind of, I guess. I mean, I didn't even want to use the Josh Allen comp, but I guess it might be right. I don't buy into the Colin Kaepernick comp either. I think there's more touch in his passes with Lance. I think there's just a little bit more accuracy with Lance. But I don't know.
Does Miami go Najee here, by the way, guys?
They're
on the clock.
I have Kwity Paye here. Kwity Paye.
It's Massey to go crazy in offense though, and they get Waddle and Najee. Just give two weapons.
Go ahead and continue with Lance. Didn't mean to cut you off. So, which game is everybody watching right now?
This one is
It's not the Penguins, correct? According to Nate.
no.
And when they play the Penguins, there's a big penguin on the middle of the field.
I don't think it's yeah.
I know because I've watched that film a million times because I love that penguin.
All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see. They run. I think this is the leak play. They run leak here, which is what Kyle runs all the time, but not this
The
one.
Dolphins pick is in.
Better not be Najee. I'll be pissed. Please don't be Najee. Wow. But yeah, no, I'm pretty hyped for Trey. I'm not, as long as it wasn't Mac. That just, that was the thing that would have set me off.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that Justin Fields fell as far as he did. Like, do you think there was a reason for him falling as far as he did?
I don't know. I have to ask. The guy I speak to the most is someone who's pretty close to Justin. So I can ask, but it's just, it's interesting for him to see him get down, get to 11. Chicago takes him there, which is, I think is a good fit, but I just don't trust the coaching staff. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I thought it was wild for the Panthers to basically take Sam Darnold over Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Javi,
yes.
Do you get that Trey Lance pick a little early?
Yeah, I got it like 10 minutes early.
Because I feel
the
like you did.
had it too. The collective put out a Trey Lance clip early, like
that's why I posted the picture. I probably shouldn't have done that, but yeah. So the guy who's been telling me it was Fields the entire time. He texted me, he's like, "Hey man, it's Lance." I was like, "Oh shit," and okay, and now it's Lance, so that's what it was.
Miami passed on Najee, Jalen Phillips.
Makes sense. Makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
I would have thought Paye was going there, but Jalen Phillips, I like that pick too.
I don't understand Phillips over Paye, though. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Phillips is a better player.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, no, the text message I got was literally, I wanted like 10 minutes before the pick came out, and I was like, oh shit. So so that's part, for everyone out there, you like the Fields. Yeah, I mean, I had good information and I liked the player. Like, who didn't like the player? You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. So it's all good.
It's not like we got a bad player at the end of the day. Like, the thing is, they traded up to 3 and they still got a quarterback who has the potential to be the franchise guy. And, it's funny, we talk about Mahomes all the time, and the idea that Mahomes was, too inaccurate, ran the ball too much, like all that stuff is the same kind of stuff we talk about with Trey Lance. And so there's a chance, Trey Lance comes in midway through the season and, he has that Patrick Mahomes factor. He's big like Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. I mean, that's the ideal. That's a dream world that might not happen, but that's what I hope, obviously, when you think about, passing on Justin Fields.
My buddy is a Patriots fan, and he's like, I'm a Niner fan now. I cannot stand Mac Jones.
I mean, that's all who was left. I guess they had quarterback really high on the needs list, obviously, because they gave Cam the 1 year incentive-based deal. Kind of new quarterback is something they're going to get. But that's all who was left. It's Mac.
Haberman and Middlecoff got it right.
Yeah, they're smart. Those two are smart.
2 weeks ago.
Those guys are smart guys.
Yeah, I mean, it'll cost Mock to Fields because that's what he was told, not because that's what he had believed.
Let's see here. Yeah.
But Lance made sense because Lance is always going to be there at 3. He always was. He wasn't going to go 2 or 1.
The trade market must have not been there for Jimmy. That must be why they took Lance, right? Like,
no, I don't think it has anything to do with the trade market. I mean, think about it. The Niners can cut him or trade him, and they still have it's still $2.8 million in dead cap. They can cut him after June 1st. It's like 1.4. So it's not they're not hurting for that. If they want to keep him, they can keep him, but they can also keep him into camp. And God forbid somebody else gets hurt. You have a trade partner. And this is go back to the other question. How does Trey help Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo? We all seen this stuff before out of Kyle Shanahan's offense. Play action, fake, stop, up, throw across, and who is wide open? Somebody is wide open.
This is where I think this probably is why. I mean, obviously, along with his intelligence that came out, we say he's like super smart, but like you can see him do this in college.
Yeah,
you don't have to hope that he gets it down, which I think Fields could have, like you said, but like it's on film already. Like he can do this stuff. And
yeah, that's the movement series in his play actions.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean that's a Kyle play. Like that's just.
Yeah, Brett. Do you want to? I don't think I've heard how you elaborate on Trey Lance helping out the other guys.
Well, so everybody's frustrated when you watch a football game live and you're like, "Oh, there was a sack. It's the line's fault." I'm guilty of it. Everybody's guilty of it. You go back and watch the tape, and yeah, sometimes somebody misses a block. It happens. All 3 of those quarterbacks last year stone-footed in the pocket. They did not move. They had no pocket presence. They couldn't feel it. And even when things went poorly, it was way too late. So again, to go back to my previous comment about the new era of football, the new era of football are these mobile quarterbacks that when something goes wrong, they leave and make it happen. Garoppolo doesn't do that. He's never done that. He's never left the pocket early and made something happen quickly with his feet or his arm. And Lance, Fields, those guys are the new generation of quarterbacks. Go back and watch the tape, watch him stand there, watch him not move, watch him not feel the pressure. That's how they're going to help the receivers.
Okay, so for the guy who said, have Lance start and deal with rookie mistakes. I mean, my thing is I don't think you're throwing Lance out to the wolves because you have such a talented roster, and we don't see Jimmy he's not going to go out there and throw 40 passes a game. He's not going to throw 35, but he might throw like 20, 22, 23. A lot of plays that are schemed open that, Lance will probably be able to get down on top of the fact that he can run read option and all the other things you can do. I just don't think, I think you can help him out a lot because of how much talent you have on offense. It's not going to be on his shoulders. He just has to make a couple of plays a game. Like Bethard in the Arizona game. He made 2 plays in that game. You're not going to have, Lance win you every single game. Like it's just a couple of plays here and there that he can make, and that'll be the difference. So yeah, I don't think we have a lot of mistakes just because you don't have.
Washington just took Jamin Davis,
the linebacker. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So we had a run on these inside linebackers, and we'll see. We'll see if Najee even goes in the first round. I think if Najee does not go in the first round, that increases his odds of being a 49er. And frankly, the 3 running backs, ETN, Williams, and Najee, like you get one of those guys, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm down for a running back. Let's go get one. I'm with it, man.
Yeah, man. At this point, just get college guys, man. Just load this offense up. Blow people out.
I'm down to load the offense up at this point. It just that I think that's the best plan and help out Lance. Every time I think about how exciting it is to have a mobile quarterback again, I constantly just think about how unfun it is going to be watch Jimmy Garoppolo for 6 games.
Nate, listen, you can hold off on the hate, man. you can dial it back a little bit at this point. We got a guy.
Yeah, we know the future is not Jimmy Garoppolo. The future is Trey Lance.
No, that's nice.
So that's the case, and Yeah, I mean, I just don't think you're gonna see Jimmy here by week 1. I think you have a guy that can beat him out physically, athletically, bigger arm. Well, you're gonna go with the guy with the traits. So, and I like the last. We'll use Debo a lot less like a RB now. He doesn't have to take as many hits. Yeah, of course. You don't have to use Debo as a gadget player. Niners had to turn him into Percy Harvin this past year.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan running Merced High's offense with the jet sweep. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then look at
Debo. His
back to the
depth
defense.
of target was super low. He was basically running back this year. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This is how Kyle Shanahan operates his offense. Look, here we go.
And there's so much of this too from under center. So much of it.
Under center, play action boot. Well, not the boot, but a little bit of play. Little, and then right in the bucket.
Yep.
And it's funny because you were on Lance a long time ago.
That throw would have won the Super Bowl.
Long time ago.
Yeah, my thing with Lance, what concern? Okay, let's get into the concerns with me were he didn't have very many pass attempts, so I kind of moved off him because the minute we moved up to 3, I take the guy like a Justin Fields, and my eval Justin Fields is going to be correct. I think he's going to be a great player. It doesn't mean anything about where he gets selected. Would I have preferred him in San Francisco? Absolutely. Am I upset about Trey Lance? No. But Trey Lance was a guy that I liked, of course. And the eval was right. It's just I thought he would be a guy that goes at 11 or 12, and I thought we were going to trade. I had heard we were going to trade up. So I was like, okay, that sounds like Justin Fields, things like that. So, my concerns are just not enough pass attempts. He didn't play last year, which is why I think he's going to play this year. You're not going to let the guy sit for 2 years. You know what I mean? You're going to need a guy who's going to have to take snaps. You need to have a guy who's going to be on the field. Let him take his lumps. I had said it plenty of times on the podcast. I don't expect the Niners to be a Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl this year. I just expect them to make the playoffs. Like we watched Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard get production. What makes you think you can't get production out of a rookie with a guy who has a lot more talent, a lot more gifted athlete? Like, come on now. That's my main argument.
Yeah.
My main thing is that the 49ers didn't select Mac Jones, the Dodgers lost, and now the San Francisco Giants are in solo first place. Today was an amazing day for the Bay Area.
Trey Area.
Hey, what number is Trey going to wear? 5?
5.
Yeah, no one's wearing 5. He's going to wear 5. So Debo wants one. He can have one.
Yeah, that's true. If Debo wants one, he has one. That's. I guess if a wide receiver could rock it, I'll be cool with Debo rocking one. I had this conversation with Javi. I'm not really a fan of the single digits in the NFL.
Yeah,
not a fan of it, but to me, it's just that. It's that thing when you go from college to NFL. It's that thing, and now that I guess say that milestone is gone now. Like that milestone's gone.
Rocking now first NFL number.
Yeah. Like switching from single digits to, what are they going to wear? They wore 1 in college. So are they going to wear 10? Are they going to wear 11? Like, what are they going to, all that's just gone. Yeah. It's just going to be like Patrick Peterson wearing 7 as a corner. It's like, what is this in the NFL?
Oh,
it feels like you're watching preseason.
Yeah, I kind of hated that when I saw it. I was like, Pat Pete wearing 7, man. It's not going to look right at all. After he's been wearing 21 for so long. And then Sanders going to wear 1. Emmanuel Sanders going to wear number 1. And in Buffalo, I was like, geez.
So, see here. Imagine this Ayuk and Debo on the outside and Mostert and Lance in the backfield. Who's getting the ball?
That's the biggest thing because Lance can run too and run well. Like, you have no idea when Kyle's running all that motion. Pre-snap.
It is really exciting to think about what they will do on offense and how scary they'll be. Like, they're going to be a team that nobody wants to play.
Leo, sure. Tim Jenkins, your boy, Jones and McDaniels.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to say that.
Shanahan. Like, didn't you just say Lance was your favorite player on the podcast?
Wait, what?
He liked Mac
Tim
Jones.
Jenkins.
He liked Mac Jones more than Lance.
Yeah, he really liked.
okay.
He did really like Mac. He did really like Mac.
Yeah, he did.
I think what he's trying to talk about is just Kyle. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Kyle Lance. I'm not putting.
The Giants just took Kadarius Toney.
Yikes.
Kadarius Toney right now.
Yeah, the Giants just took Kadarius Toney.
Dude,
right,
Javi, talk about it. We saw him at the Senior Bowl, and how were those hands?
Like bricks. I mean, I get it if you're going to use him with, Saquon Barkley in the backfield and just use some misdirection stuff. But as a pure pass catcher, no. I mean, I would have rather taken Bateman right there. I would have took Bateman over Toney, to be honest. That's pretty bold of the Giants to do that. But it's Gettleman. What can we say about Gettleman? He's something else. So,
dude, those hands are exactly what you said. They're like bricks. It's very concerning because when you're at the Senior Bowl, you have all these NFL scouts on you. You're under a microscope. There's a ton of pressure with that, and when you're under all that pressure, it doesn't happen. What happened, Kobe? Why?
I'm just looking at Mac's walk, and Mac, his stature is so awkward, bro. I hate it so much. He looks so weird. Like, no offense to Mac, but like, Jesus, man, could you look at least a little bit athletic? He looks like he doesn't even play football.
That's what I said when we were at the thing. I'm like, is this guy's? He had a couple nice, he did a couple nice things. But at the same time, it was just like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we talking? Like at 12, even at 12, I wasn't comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you weren't. I remember that. And I was kind of like preaching to you. I was like, Javi, like, if he's on the board at 12, you got to take Mac Jones because this team is a top 5 roster. And so they're going to win if, figure Jimmy stays healthy. They're going to win. So, like, you need to take Mac Jones because you don't know if you're going to get that prospect in future years. And you were just like, I get it, but I don't like it. Yeah, he was like,
but absolutely
I don't
not.
like it.
Yeah, my thing is like, I don't. I guess I shouldn't even say this stuff. Like Colin Cowherd is all about QB face, but there was something about his just aura at the Senior Bowl just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I don't know, the way he stands, the way he had his jersey on. Just like his little goober laugh, like he just felt like a really immature person. And I don't know how that dynamic's gonna work. Cam Newton and Mac Jones, like they're polar opposites, right? Like that is just maybe Cam gives him some swag or something, but my God, like there was just to me there was nothing about him that said top 5 quarterback. And people were like, "Oh, he's like Eli Manning." Yeah, Eli showed you something out of Ole Miss. Like there was a lot more to like Eli than there was Mac Jones, in my opinion. So I never bought into it. I didn't like it. It just never made sense. I always thought it was going to come down to Fields or Lance, but Fields primarily. But I am not upset about this pick at all. I'm super excited about it, and let me know when I can buy the jersey number 5.
Oh yeah,
Talking about Lance, Lance has got
75
style.
patch? Oh yeah. So Indy's on the clock now. Then you got Tennessee. Then you got Minnesota. Now she's going to be on the board after all those 3 picks.
Yeah, Indy's not going running back.
She's on the board. None of them 3 are getting a running back.
Yeah,
because you got Dalvin Cook paid. You got Dalvin Cook paid. You got over there Derrick Henry paid, and then you had last year's, one of the best running backs as a rookie with the Colts. None of those 3s are taking Najee Harris. He's going to still be on the board for at least pick 24.
Yeah,
we'll see. Like I said, I want Najee because I like his aroma, just his energy, the way he talks.
Aroma. How close are you getting to this guy? What's going on?
Very, very close. Hey, I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't getting that close.
I got
I don't know, man. COVID's out there.
Everything with Najee.
COVID exists, bro.
I like it. I know it does.
Social distancing, Leo. Come on now.
Yeah, no, I'm hype about the pick, bro. Like I just
Yeah, I mean, I love the aura of Lance too.
I think my excitement is like tempered because I'm just exhausted from this entire process of trying to debunk every media narrative of Mac Jones. I'm like, it's not Mac. There's no fucking way it's Mac. Like I said, to me it was Fields. Cool. Lance is a great pick, great fit. I'm all for it. So and Brett, you want to answer this one at the bottom here? How does Trey fit into Shanny's O-line protections? You are the O-line guy here.
So I mean, assuming Shanahan doesn't throw in something new, Shanahan runs a lot of stuff out of, if it's just straight drop back, it's either two jet or it's either scat or jet. They're the same protection. Scat is running back has a free release, so it's 5-man protection. Jet means is also a slide protection, but you have running back help. So it's gap protection. So that'll be a straight drop back, 3, 5, 7-step drop back. You have a variety of stuff for movement and play action. So that's the stuff you showed earlier, Javi, where Trey was getting outside the pocket and throwing it deep. There's your movement play. So you're going to see that a lot out of you'll have your whole line going left, for example. He'll fake a handoff, boot right, and then it's like a flood play. So then you'll have intermediate reads, short, medium, deep. Your leak plays, they're going to use that out of leak. And then there's a variety of other things. You've got old school 20 protection. I think it's 23-24 he uses, which is 2-back protection. So it's split. You'll have 7-man protections, pretty straightforward. So it's a matter of, to me, it's not always on the O-line. It's the quarterback that's got to read that. So yeah, Brunskill might have missed a block, but how long was that ball being held? How long did he sit there? How long did he feel that? Did Williams miss a guy and he didn't? And so now he's got to feel that and escape and make something happen with his feet. So without knowing North Dakota State's offense from what you've had running, I haven't seen a ton of slide protections, but it's just a matter of getting it. But also the pre-snap stuff. There's your movement. That's like a jazz movement right there. The fly movements. So you see Kittle move one way, that's a fly, and then they motion again. I think you're going to see much more productivity from a mobile quarterback in this system than you would Garoppolo, Mullins, or Beathard.
Yeah. I mean, you hit it on the head because that's what I think. You're the smart one here. You're the smartest one here.
I want to start.
I don't know about that.
I just don't want to do it. I don't.
No, I think Trey starts week 1. I'm sorry.
Trey, like I said earlier, I mean, he's a bad practice quarterback. He's like Trey's gonna look better than him in practice in camp. He's gonna look so much better.
We'll see.
And Shanny's guy.
Yeah, hopefully one of us are there to go ahead and cover that practice live. And
just ask Grant. Grant will tell you.
Man, that
look at that pass just right then. Like that's how he helps Debo and Ayuk. Look how he rips this one.
Really, really bums me out that we are that we went to the Senior Bowl and Trey Lance was there and we completely missed him. Like we had no idea. This guy was intentionally missed though. Like he showed up to the Senior Bowl with a hoodie. He did not want anyone to see him.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I should have just figured follow Dylan Redun's around.
I know. I know. You know what's crazy is when I talked to Joe Staley had mentioned, hey, when we talked to him on the pod, he's like, hey man, pay attention to this Trey Lance kid because the Niners are around him quite a bit. I'm like, oh, okay. And I started watching the tape and we talked privately about it. But I should have just whatever. I don't care. But
I'm not mad that I'm wrong at all.
No,
not because it's Lance.
No, I don't. That's the thing. Like, I just wanted the team to I just wanted to make sure it was not a Mac Jones player. As long as it was Lance or Fields, I'm Gucci. Like that was fine. Which is pretty funny. that it ended up being Lance after Joe mentioned it
Look,
back
all we
in November.
wanted was Wilson, Lance, or Fields, and we got one of those guys. It's just, you know, at the end of the day, did we get the best one is the one thing I worry about.
We won't know
Well, we
until
probably
years later.
we probably won't find out until these quarterbacks are in their second contracts. To be completely honest, like to say we're going to find out in their first contract, that's a little bit of a reach in my opinion, because everyone trends in a certain direction differently. So with Trey Lance, say he can ball out completely from year one, or say it takes him year 4, year 5, year 6. Yeah, Kwity Paye is going to the Colts.
I like that.
That line,
I like that.
is
They're
nasty.
really good.
Yeah, with Carson Wentz there as well. So it's kind of like
Buckner is going to have a field day again. Oh my God.
Yeah, that
I
line's
miss Buckner.
nasty.
I'm down bad for Buckner.
Pour one out for Buckner, bro.
I'm gonna take a sip for Buckner.
Jesus. Yeah.
But I'm honestly, I'm just glad this whole process is over and we have an answer.
Yeah.
That's the big
That's the
thing
biggest
for me.
thing.
Like, I don't have to have people just hitting me up every single day. Oh, Mac Jones. When I was telling them the whole time, Mac Jones has nothing to do with this pick. So
Yeah.
that's the best thing about it is this whole Mac Jones to the 49ers is done. It's over. It's, we could just move on from it.
I mean,
Different
that's
game.
the thing. Is like, it's exciting. We have a quarterback that's going to be fun to watch. It just comes back. I hate being like the downer, but like, I want to see him play. Like, I'm ready to see him play now. Like, that was the thing with Justin Fields is we were going to get to see him play right away. I just worry with Trey Lance, like they're going to do the stupid thing where we have to watch Jimmy Garoppolo throw the football, and I don't think that's fun. I don't think that's anything we should do. I think that it's clear, even when you watch the film and see the accuracy issues that Trey Lance has versus the accuracy issues that Jimmy Garoppolo has are drastically different. Trey Lance is a much better player now than Jimmy Garoppolo is.
I think that's fair. I think it's part of the whole process. You know, he's going to have to take his lumps, and maybe, Kyle's going to try to protect him. This is Kyle's guy. He's going to protect him as much as possible. And if that means, sitting him for 2 weeks, then that's the case. Will he risk losing games if Jimmy plays bad? Maybe. Like I said before, I don't have an expectation that the team's win the Super Bowl this year. I expect him to win a playoff game or get to the playoffs. So,
I do expect him
it's
to
a
win
process.
Offensive Player of the Year, Javi. Like, I do expect that.
I mean, the Niners have extended their window at this point now. If they don't go this year, it's fine. They got 4 more years after that to put together a solid roster to do it.
And
it's not all on this year now. You buy yourself some time.
Yeah, like I've always said, like his feet are god awful terrible, and I think, Nate, I said this on our pod, and Javi, I think I said this on your pod. I think people are making his accuracy issues bigger than what they are, and I think a lot of that ties into the feet. His feet are god awful, and that's what makes him late, and that's what makes him inaccurate. It's you got to have the eyes tied in with the feet. If your eyes are before your feet, you're going to be late and you're going to be inaccurate. And I trust Kyle Shanahan, being with this whole QB collective thing, to go ahead and fix those issues to make sure that they don't translate to the NFL.
And possibly maybe they've already kind of worked on fixing them, with the work they did in the offseason and the work with John Beck. Maybe that this is already – they're a little head start into getting him mechanically sound.
Oh gosh, man, I'm excited. His arm is good. The accuracy scares me, but I think that if he becomes Josh Allen, we're gonna run the league. Like, that's the thing, is if he becomes anything like Josh Allen, we run the league. And
I remember I was early on comping him to Josh Allen. But I would like to backpedal a bit, because Josh Allen's arm strength is just on a whole nother level, like his velocity, like a velocity wise.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be like a Josh Allen, but I think he'll still be special. And even though he's not a Josh Allen, because Josh, like I said, his velocity is on a whole nother level, I think that would probably be the closest comp at the end of the day for him. Just Josh Allen without the same velocity.
Yeah. And to go with what Nate said, excuse me, if he turns into Josh Allen, we're going to run the NFC West. I think the Niners have a guy that, Russell. What's Russell? What's going to happen in Seattle with Russell? Is he out?
I have no idea.
Matthew Stafford's got what, 3-4 years left, and then Arizona, as long as Cliff Kingsbury is the head coach, I don't worry about that situation. I think the Niners set themselves up to hopefully run the NFC West for the next 10, 15 years. Caleb Farley's getting drafted to the Titans. Wow.
Oh my
God.
God.
Who's going to fall?
Wow.
Is what back surgery he had?
Regardless of the sport. Regardless of the sport. Brett, you may know more about this than I do. But from what I know, once a back injury guy, always a back injury guy.
I had a back injury. I will only say from experience, you're nervous doing certain things, depending on what it is. But I mean, I'm not a professional athlete, so maybe I don't have the juice, but I would agree with that 100%.
Ooh, yeah. I mean,
that scares me about. Like I wouldn't have taken Farley at 43.
Mm-mm.
Like, look what we're dealing with. Jalen Hurd, even though Jalen Hurd's second injury was an ACL, I can't count on a guy to come back and win a wide receiver 3 spot. I don't even know if he's going to win a roster spot, because if you're not wide receiver 3, you got to contribute on special teams. Can he do that with his back injury? I don't know.
Yeah, we got to get Trey to slide though, for sure.
He is a slide, but the thing is, when you watch this film, and that was the thing you watch about Trey Lance, like that. He is an athletic specimen. Like, that's a big dude running very fast and like can take hits. Unlike our current quarterback who gets touched in his ankle and gets hurt.
Yeah, I just would
Nate,
rather
chill,
not.
relax, Nate, relax.
Yeah, I need him to be safe for sure, because this is a long-term investment right here. Super long-term investment.
I mean, Mahomes learned to slide.
Yeah.
I do think that, when you watch,
Mahomes did play
that was
baseball.
the one thing I kept saying when I looked at like some of the upsides is like I see Mahomes in some ways.
Yeah, well, I feel like Mahomes could be a better comparison. I don't know if you feel the same way, Javi, than a Josh Allen, because I feel like
Mahomes with
because
Trey.
I feel like Trey is a better prospect coming out of college.
No.
You think Mahomes was that better as a prospect coming out?
Okay, so I lived in
as
Oklahoma.
As a prospect.
I lived in Oklahoma for 7 years. I got to watch that 65-60 game in Texas Tech versus OU. I was like, yo, who is this kid, number 5? I never once said, yo, I was never like with Trey. With Mahomes, I was like, holy shit, who is this guy? I had him as my number 2 QB, I guess, but I had Watson as my 1 QB. So I guess maybe I had Trey as our second guy, because I figured Lawrence would be gone, Wilson was going to be gone. So 1-2 was Fields and Lance for me. So I guess you can say Mahomes on my end in that perspective. But as a prospect, I still can't find the comp. Josh Allen, Colin Kaepernick, Mahomes. I don't think he makes, like, Mahomes has all these crazy arm angles that he throws from. So that's part of it. I like what he said here, McNabb 2.0, which is fine because McNabb was a pretty good a really good pro. You add him to a Kyle Shanahan offense, you probably get a lot more out of him than McNabb. And
I see only Kaepernick in the straight line speed. When it comes to horizontally, I don't think Trey Lance is that. So when you talk horizontal, you say Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, like those guys are horizontally gifted. But when we're talking about vertical, I think I do see Trey Lance close to a Colin Kaepernick to where you can outrun angles. That's about it. I think Trey Lance. This is what I said. I think, Nate, you've heard me say this, is Trey Lance has better touch on his balls vertically than Justin Fields. Justin Fields had a more Colin Kaepernick style to where they were just a little more straight line darts that I saw from Justin Fields, to where Trey Lance, he has more touch. He's more naturally gifted in that way. I don't know if you feel the same, Hobby, in that, since you watch Justin Fields quite a bit, to where he threw a lot of darts when he didn't have to where he should have thrown a little more touch. Seems like he gets a little confused in that way, to where he gets confused. He doesn't know if he should throw a dart or if he should throw a little touch on this ball. He kind of just reacts without thinking about it.
Yeah, and that's going to come with reps. You know, that was part of my concern with him. Not enough pass plays. I think it's like under 400 pass attempts. You know, that's going to come with reps. You know, he's going to have to rep that shit out. And then working with Beck, you know, we don't know what he looks like now after the work with Beck. Maybe he's changed his release. You heard Quincy Avery talk about him. They changed his footwork a little bit. You know, his follow through has changed up. You know, just watching some of the pro day highlights versus the tape, his follow through on the way he throws the ball has kind of changed a little bit. So that's something to look forward to. And that's a deep ass ball.
Watch this play action.
Yes.
Almost caught it. So for those who are interested in what Trey Lance brings to the table, here's a prime example. And not to shit on Jimmy Garoppolo, when's the last time Jimmy Garoppolo made a throw like this?
Never.
And that's not to, he's playing with North Dakota State guys.
Ayuk
is catching that.
Yeah.
Ayuk catches that ball.
Yeah, Ayuk is a 4-4 guy. He's going to catch that ball. So, you have that. And then here's the other element of running the football. You know,
even Debo's a 4-4 guy.
Yeah, and Debo.
People forget about. He's a 4-4 guy.
Yep. We're going to see a very dynamic offense here. A lot of wrinkles I think Kyle's going to have here. I don't think he's going to run power like this, though.
Yeah,
that's one thing. He's going to protect them. I think he's going to protect them to not run power.
You know, it's funny watching some of the, watching back Jimmy's 2019 season. Early on, they had Debo running a lot of deep routes, man. But then they realized that Jimmy can't get it to him down the field, so they stopped doing it. But yeah, I mean, Debo, he can get downfield.
To me, it's like Debo as a route runner could last very long in this league, because he reminds me of a lot of Anquan Bolden. Anquan Bolden played slot. Anquan Bolden didn't do that backyard bullshit, as Nate calls it. So I think Debo could last very long in this league as long as he stopped being used as a running back.
Yeah, I think that stuff will get toned down big time now that they got a guy who's can throw to all areas of the field. I mean, oh, baby. Yeah, this offense doesn't have this right now. Well,
that's the biggest. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing with when it comes to Garoppolo. He doesn't threaten you vertically, and you don't see that middle of the field safety just sitting there waiting for something to come underneath. They got to back up. So now you're running those two highs. You're going to see a lot of defense. They're going to just back up. So now you're opening up a whole bunch of running lanes. The game, they start running the ball. Now you have to worry about the quarterback running the ball. Okay, now you're going to about the pass game off it. And I think Kyle spoke about that a lot. Like it's ideal. We might see this could be this could be a much more improved RG3 situation. Obviously, Kyle liked Trey Lance to take him enough. We all know Kyle wasn't the biggest fan of RG3. He didn't hate him. Even RG3 speaks highly of Kyle Shanahan. It wasn't like there was a toxic relationship there, which is way overblown. I think Kyle was looking for an RG3, but it's one who is a little bit more willing to learn and be coached. And one thing that I talked to Eric Crocker about when he spoke to people around Lance was that Lance just wants to be coached. Like he's all about wanting to be coached and getting better. So that's a big plus. I'm here for it, man. Just let me know what the number is. So I can go buy that jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, I'm going to step out. It was fun. Thank you for having me.
All right, Brett. Thank you, buddy.
See you guys. Have a good week.
All right, Brett.
Najee
to
Steelers.
Yeah, man. That makes sense.
Oh, Mac Jones on being passed by the 49ers. Secretly, I wanted to go to the Patriots all along. I had heard through our that he didn't want to be in San Francisco anyways. I mean, Well, McCorkle, we didn't want you either.
All right. If I can stick there, so I like that.
I feel like
the prospect.
Yeah, I feel like the Steelers.
Najee Harris is a Steeler.
My gut's telling me he's not a Steeler.
It's done. Najee's a Steeler, bro.
You already got the
I mean,
notification?
after they lost Connor and everything, you were going to take him.
I got it.
Oh, it's not on Twitter yet.
Yeah, Najee is a Steeler.
You know Javi's connected, Leo. Not to be on Twitter yet.
Yeah, no, some folks just get mad at me for just having
for knowing things.
You know, yeah. Get out of here, bro.
Damn it!
How dare you know stuff, Javi?
I'm mad that you didn't give me that extra 2 minutes of faith.
Well, I just literally when I just got it. Like that's why I've been on my phone this entire time. Sorry.
I know, but I'm just mad you didn't give me 2 more minutes to at least believe Najee was going to be a Niner.
No, man, rip the Band-Aid off. You don't need to hold on to that hope.
But like I've always preached, give me one of those top 3 guys. While Najee was my number 1 preference, give me Javonte Williams or give me Travis Etienne. One of those in San Francisco, I am ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. Like Raheem, I love Raheem Mostert, but let's get him back to his 2019 role where he's carrying the ball 10 times a game. Because when he carried the ball 10 times a game, this guy was putting up 6 yards per carry. So let's go ahead and do that. Like, if you could get someone that can do it all, and to me, Travis Etienne can do it all. Javonte Williams could do it all. Javonte Williams, I would say, is not as good as a pass catcher as Travis Etienne. He's not as fast as Travis Etienne, but
yeah,
this guy will break fucking 20 more tackles than Travis Etienne at the next level. So one of those 2 guys, I am completely happy with. Just give me Etienne or Williams.
Yeah, I'm give me Javonte. Yeah. Or you know what? I could wait. But now if to be honest with you though, obviously Najee's gone. I'm gonna stick with my gut, man. I'm going with Joe Tryon, the edge rusher. I think that's where they're gonna go. Unless Newsom's there. If Newsom's there, then they obviously go with
at 43, they should absolutely go Newsom.
Yeah.
Might even trade up if he falls out of the first round.
I like Newsom a lot. I think Newsom does need a little more polish. I think he can start week 1, absolutely. But if you could polish him a little bit or make him compete against Mosley in camp, I think that's a perfect spot for him.
I think they can win that. I mean, I think whoever gets taken, your late first, early second can probably compete for that spot with Mosley.
Yeah.
True.
Mosley's just solid.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys being on for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here
for over 2 hours at least for Kobe. Javi, you're at over an hour. Appreciate both of you guys. Really do. We're gonna let's do this some more. Let's do this some more, and at least more on a regular basis because we're gonna have a lot of downtime now that it's off season.
Yep.
So you too, Nate. Appreciate having.
I got my shirt, everybody. If y'all want to know, bought my shirt. It says quarterback U.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to order one right now.
North Dakota State University.
Oh my god.
Trey area, baby. We here. We out here.
Mean, hey.
We got our quarterback. It's not Mac Jones. We're going to go win a lot of football games, and Jimmy Garoppolo is never going to play a 49er uniform ever again. That's the goal, right?
Hey, send me the link, Nate, so I can order it.
I had to ask Rich for it. I'll send it to you right now.
Damn it, Rich. He's going to be pissed because we're all going to buy it out.
He said to me when I sent it to him, he said, Jesus, man.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you.
All right, bro.
We'll link soon here.